Does anyone else ever get the random urge to get your life together in the middle of the night? Yeah, it usually wears off by the morning. When a woman is attracted to a man, she speaks in a higher pitch than normal. That explains why every girl I talk to sounds like Batman. FaceTiming my oven so I can see when my garlic bread is done. I ordered pineapple pizza from an authentic Italian restaurant, and this is what I got. Screw you. No one has been more deprived of getting that nut than this guy. He would destroy the world to get it. I finally got a couch for the new apartment. My friends were pretty excited. Giant amethyst geode from Uruguay. No, that's a magic rock that has outer space in it. My mum ordered nothing for dessert, so they gave her a plate of nothing written in chocolate syrup. You can't expect me to believe there is a race of creatures living in well-ordered homes who spend all day making candy while their evil counterpart hides out in menacing fortresses that augur only destruction. I could be the person writing one-time verification codes. 873726 290-971 041452 667656 comes naturally to me. They look so good. It's 2 a.m. and I have finally finished the shawl that I have been working on to wear to Easter breakfast, which is 10 a.m. That's cool. I just thought this was a table wearing underwear, proof that people will argue over anything. Here's a cup of water. Cheating on my husband made me a better mother. I feel inferior to my son's friends' parents because they're rich and married and I'm poor and divorced. I guess it didn't make you a better mother or a better person. Redditor asks the forbidden question. If there's toxic masculinity, then what's toxic femininity? You got the perfect answer. Sorry, this post has been removed. Come on, guys. Burger King is offering a 1-cent Whopper through their mobile app if you unlock the coupon while at McDonald's. Why does the Burger King app have quests? Why do they want me going near McDonald's? I just saw a guy at Walmart and he looked like Morgan Freeman. And he caught me looking at him and he pointed at me and said, "I'm not Morgan Freeman." That is something Morgan would say. Morgan Freeman. I work at a summer baseball camp where there is a free dress day. One kid definitely took advantage of it. Remember how in school they had kids separated? Honors classes, regular classes, and slow class. See, the problem with Twitter is that they've got us all here together and we're not supposed to be. The way all of us go round and round. The way this entire Coke can fits in this exact Coke glass. It's 1 a.m. and I had a solid minute where I stared at this and thought someone had peeled the Coke. Poor little guy looks like he's saying, "You want me to leave? Okay. You sure you want me to go? Because I can stay if you want." I was waiting on the pizza delivery guy to call me to say my pizza is here, and when my phone rang, I accidentally answered with "Pizza?" instead of "Hello," and he replied, "Yeah, this is pizza." This is what my family does for fun. They put firecrackers inside bouncy balls and they throw them. They bounce in unpredictable directions and explode in unpredicted places. Brilliant. When you realize they're starting to secretly gang up on you in a friendly game of Uno. Friendly. Heavy on the quotations. Someone spilled their Dunkin' Donuts coffee in the school lobby, so this kid got out his Dunkin' Donuts uniform and started directing traffic around it, saying things like, "Ma'am, watch out, this is a Dunkin' Donuts matter." When the air gets crispier, the days get shorter, and bugs go back to hell where they belong. I looked out my window to see a snow-nado in the mountains. Samurai hairstyle in animes. Real samurais back then. Why don't Uber drivers book themselves? Then they get paid to go anywhere. Infinite money glitch. I used to date a guy who was 6'4", and I'm 5'2", and one time we were arguing, and he took a picture of me from his eye level to show me what I looked like from his perspective, and honestly, that was so disrespectful. An old white dude in Taco Bell just saw me wearing my Walmart vest and gave me a speech about how I need to quit retail and get a real job so I could one day get a car like that, and pointed at my own damn car. For everyone that asks, I just said, "You're right," and then got in my car and drove away. I think my neighbor just got the largest item you can have shipped from Amazon. Detroit driver arrested after successfully jumping over drawbridge. If you look closely, you can even see the pain in his eyes. Man who robbed a bank to escape his wife is sentenced to house arrest. My favorite hobby is tagging complete strangers in relatable content. Me at the beginning of the school year versus me at this point in the semester. This is so us. I don't even know you. A divorced couple dividing up their Beanie Baby collection in court. 1990s. Looks like the guy's getting everything. My neighbor has a mini donkey that will chase you up the driveway until you scratch his head. I taught my grandpa the word selfie today. He showed me this picture of himself from 1947. I went to this bar that used fake IDs that they took to make their tables. An airplane Karen accused me of cheating on my wife because she saw saw me texting I love you to our daughter. Sounds like she's got to mind her own business. I've got a cool idea. We'll tell a story. Everyone adds one word. I begin. The end. Sometimes, when people don't buy tickets at the theater, my boss lets me play GTA 5 on the big screen. You ever spell a word so wrong, even autocorrect is like, nah bro, you're on your own. So my coworker received some flowers this morning from a random person. She told her man about it, and her man acted quick. Toss them weak flowers. I want my rats to grow up with positive role models. We watched Ratatouille together. Gravy was really into it. One time in 7th grade, I was having unbearable intestinal pain. Like, I could not move at all. It hurt so bad. So when I went to the nurse and she sent me home, and the second I got home, I farted for legitimately 45 seconds and all of my pain disappeared. A deeply touching story. We ran out of toilet paper and asked our downstairs neighbor if we could borrow some. This is how it arrived. The Korean taco place we got our takeout from gave us a roll of toilet paper with our meal. This girl blocked me because I told her she's Michael Jackson reincarnated. Buffins, winner of the title of Cat with the most appealing expression in 1958. Up until 2013, Pizza Hut was the largest buyer of kale in the US. They used it to decorate their salad. I'm so desensitized to messed up stuff that a pumpkin with a scary face carved in it was just normal to me. My dad wanted to celebrate 420 and came over with a luggage cart full of wings. The first person to eat a banana. This is not good. First person to peel a banana. Dude, guess what? I hate driving behind school buses because I know the cool kids in the back are making fun of me. You know that feeling of anxiety when you're about to walk past the security sensors on your way out of a store and you think, oh my, did I shove a TV up my butt? I can't remember. I knew my girlfriend was going to dump me, so I set up a profile called Add Profile on her Netflix account, and 3 years later, I'm still watching. Where do TV shows get this idea that high school is a constant drama? Nothing even happened to me in high school. I'm now remembering that my school got a Slurpee machine, then had to get rid of it 2 weeks later after someone poured toxic chemicals into it that they stole from the science lab in an attempt to poison the entire cheerleading squad. So like, maybe I was just boring. You know you live in a bad neighborhood when Pizza Hut is more secure than the bank. Look how Dr. Doofenshmirtz had a messed up childhood, but he didn't project his trauma onto his daughter. He's projecting it onto Platypus. My grandma promised me Converse. Not what I expected, and not disappointed. My son is not a fan of showing his work. Find 6 + 1. It's 7 because I know. The US men's curling team looks like a group of dads that were just trying to get away from their families for the weekend, but somehow ended up competing in the Olympics. 13 years later, and I'm just realizing Jack's ability is Jack of all trades. Wait, if their names are puns of their power, then Violet is ultraviolet, which is invisible to the human eye. Shut up. 13 years. You guys are gonna flip when I tell you about Dash. I used to date a guy who hated my Twitter with a burning passion because it was unintelligent humor. One time he had a meltdown and nearly broke up with me because I tweeted egg and it got 200 likes. Americans genuinely believe they have better food than France. They really believe it. It's truly extraordinary. The French had 1,000 years and failed to produce a single Big Mac. We did it in less than 200. Just a shark in a parking lot in Florida. I was today years old when I found out Andrew Garfield's grandfather is the man who created the Garfield comic, and it was based on Andrew's childhood cat named Lasagna. None of this is true. Obsessed with Taiwan's down-to-earth Halloween party, where you only dress up as normal people in everyday situations. This is the woman looking for a seat at food court. I emailed my professor and meant to say, I'm worried, I don't understand some of the material on our next test, but I accidentally sent this. Professor Allen, I'm worried. How can a psychology major be depressed? Like bro, just look at your notes. Japanese artists create salaryman erasers that slowly turn into a bold old man as you use them. In 1959, a coffee maker was an optional extra in Volkswagen cars. Are you winning, son? No, dad. But this teammate I'm playing with online is very nice and is giving me tips on how to improve. Adults think children become more disrespectful as they age, when really, we just slowly feel that we are mature enough to express our own feelings and concerns. I don't know why, but he looks like one of those mummies that they find intact in ice after 5,000 years. My FedEx delivery guy is stepping up his game. For a split second, I thought something had gone terribly, biblically wrong with my cat. I want kids, but I don't want to be pregnant or give birth. But I don't want to adopt either because I want them to be mine. Do you see my problem? Basically, you want to be a father. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. My guide dog in training visited a local school recently, which turned out to be school picture day. Today, they sent me this. Note to self, make a baby and put them in an octopus onesie. That's the only reason why you should have a child. My sister on holiday with the kids. They had a few cute towel animals left on the bed during the week, but just just came back to this. My barber called me pronoun boy and made me pay extra for my cut, so I just checked the website, non-binary haircut. My daughter and her cousin have always been close. On their first day of kindergarten together, the teacher asked her what side her cousin was on, mum's side or dad's side. My daughter looked at the teacher and confidently said, "She's on my side." I wear a ring now, and the amount of men checking me out or talking to me is reduced by 80%. My guy wears a ring, and the amount of women checking him out or talking to him doubled. What is wrong with you women? I knew a single guy in college that wore a fake wedding ring because it helped him get attention from women. He got with dozens of women that thought he was cheating on his wife with them. When he told them he was single afterwards, they were all outraged. My dad just walked in, asked me, "What do you get when you cross a joke with a rhetorical question?" and left. Next level dad joke. Things I like to do, things I'm good at, things I do, things that make money. I just moved into a new house, and the neighbors warned me that wolves often come into the neighborhood. A pilot was practicing for the air show in my town and made my day. He made a smiley face. Thousands of bags of Doritos washed up in the Outer Banks of North Carolina when a ship lost one of its cargo containers. They were apparently still good due to their airtight packaging. In South Korea, some stores package their bananas together in various ripeness stages, so you can eat them over several days without them going brown. They call them one-a-day bananas. That's the cleverest thing I've seen. Me watching my paper straw dissolve into my drink, or Kim Kardashian and Taylor Swift fly their private jets from New York to LA for an iced coffee. It's better to try than not to, right? Are you financially better off than your parents? Are things getting better or worse, objectively speaking, for newer generations? That's a good question. Let me go upstairs and ask them. Apparently this locket I found is meant for the whole squad. You ever use your vacuum sealer for something other than food? I'm sending gifts, so I want them to be compact. Netflix's first logo, founded 23 years ago today. It's giving antidepressant box logo. The Lord moves in mysterious ways, but you don't have to. Please use your blinker. At 33, I'm like an old phone battery. Even when you charge me overnight for 10 hours, by 10 a.m. I'm at 60%. My boss called me into his office today and said he had been sent screenshots of my Twitter posts. Turns out he's a furry. I'm unemployed now. Hope you're all happy. 1500-year-old ceramic Maya figurine with removable helmet. A core aspect of the human condition is loving your little action figures with cool, removable accessories. When I was 6 years old, I kicked a football right in my grandpa's face during a big family barbecue, and his false teeth flew out. He yelped, "Clown!" instinctively in front of everyone, and that sneaks up on me during meetings and funerals. My favorite kid I ever taught when I was a swim teacher was this little 4-year-old Italian boy. One time he sneezed and nobody said anything, so he just went, "What, no bless yous for Giacomo?" My roommate and I quote this all the time, but the name keeps warping more and more every time. No more dinner for Gabilolo? No shower for John the Baptist? No gas station Slurpee for Ibelgroth? Imagine a doctor driving by an apple orchard and hissing aggressively at it like a vampire. An apple farmer and a garlic farmer team up to fight their mutual nemesis, a vampire doctor, Dr. Acula. Download an app, register as a user, load your credit card info, and scroll through 7 pages of questions to avoid saying, "One large pepperoni pizza please," into a phone. Please stop changing the Google logo so much. I like the original one. Mum, I don't change the logo. Google changes it. On my computer, you don't run the Google? British novel. Let's go to a party and find a wife. German novel. Let's go to the wilderness and find ourselves. Russian novel. Let's go to the depths of despair and then find out if there is an even deeper level of despair we didn't know about and go there. Everyone hates Karens until there's one on the same delayed flight, and all of a sudden we're all getting a $200 voucher. If you're single, just go travel. Don't waste your time on a career like I did in my 20s. People say, go travel. Like when you get to the airport, you pay with your birth certificate. 25-year-old bear emerges from hibernation. This was considered comically obese in 1990. I made an old lady blush today at work because she ordered 2 senior coffees, and I said, "Senior? I'm sorry, miss. I'm going to have to ask to see some ID." She covered her mouth and went, "Oh dear me," and couldn't stop smiling. You, my friend, are a sweet person. Russian geography teacher couldn't find projector and drew a world map himself. My dog can't see me while lying down, so he sticks one paw straight up so I can still interact with him. This boy at Target asked if I would hold his hand because his ex-girlfriend just walked in with a new guy. So naturally I felt bad and held his hand while strolling around Target for a bit. Then it dawned me, with no other couple in sight, that was the best damn pickup line ever pulled. Mike Tyson squares off against his toughest opponent yet. I don't like this phrase in life where I Google a celebrity and they are a lot younger than me. So my name is Joey White and I'm a very pasty pale British white guy at uni overseas. So I was introducing myself and this guy from Nigeria goes, "Hi, I'm Joseph too." So I said, "I'm a Joseph too, Joseph White." Then he looked at me in the eye and said in a dead serious tone, "I'm Joseph Brown. The youngest person in this house is 21. This just ruined my day, so y'all have to see it too. Me, leaving the 18 to 24 age bracket. You look like John Wick, but he decided to get a cat instead of a dog. When I'm eating McDonald's and the food is made right and actually tastes edible. So I know they've got the high schoolers grinding to get a car and an iPhone 15 on the grill. Things strict parents think they're teaching you. How to behave. What they actually teach you. How to listen to footsteps. How to appear busy. Manipulate someone into calming down. Lie on the spot. It would be so cool if after you died, you could see the top 5 times you almost died. Please don't talk to me. I have no self-control and will talk to you for 2 hours and get no work done. Young actors who quietly passed away this year. I wish. How is Ruth? We split up, mate. Oh, no. So you're ruthless? How long have you been waiting to crack that one? I'd rather not say. When did you realize he loved you? Let's get some positive stories going. We got into an argument and I yelled at him loud and then he said, I'm in love with you and one day I want to marry you and have kids. So you're going to have to find a way to communicate your emotions without yelling. Because I'm not going to have us arguing in front of our kids. No one. Back of an organic snack label. We love what we do. We're a family. I knew when my kids started coughing blood in 2008, we needed to create the best organic GMO-free pretzel wedges you've ever tasted. So that's what we did. For you. Eat with a smile, please. Yo, they're looking for you outside. I bit a kid. For date night, my boyfriend and I each bought something to the table. I went to Target and bought our favorite snack, and my boyfriend built us a fort en route to seriously mess up someone's wall. When my grandma died, we, as a family, made the mistake of thinking a 70-plus-year-old man didn't need anyone at that point in his life. Anyway, long story short, my uncle will be turning 19 soon. What? My next $1 million idea. Reluctant exercise videos with people who aren't perky. Just 5 more, I know. I kind of want to die right now too, but let's just power through it. Okay, new yoga pose. It's going to ache like a bastard until your hamstrings release. I'm not gonna lie. Stretch a little deeper. It's okay to yell at this point. I won't tell anyone. In the 80s, a medical alert company aired a series of commercials depicting the elderly using their device to call for help. One of the women said, I've fallen and I can't get up. And an entire generation decided, yes, this is the comedy catchphrase for us. If a beautiful woman disagrees with me, I will immediately change my views. Well, maybe you should have principles. You're right, maybe I should. My phone battery drained 15% and is now burning hot because I scrolled through Tumblr to try and find this. I once pretended to have a psychotic episode and smashed my MacBook with a bat to keep my brother and his fiance from stumbling across pictures I photoshopped of her giving birth to me. One time when I was 11, my dad took me to an Italian restaurant and the waiter asked what my name was. And I said, Sam, but you can call me Captain Ravioli. And my dad just looked at me and said, what was that? Don't do that. And I've been chasing that high ever since. Glowing hot metal is such a touchable shade of orange. I'm a welder, and let me tell you, this does not go away if you're around a lot of hot metal. It's actually worse. These boxes are not moving. Not even a bit. Just blink fast as much as possible and see the results. Okay, I'm doing it. Oh my god. When you notice there is a hair on your screen, graphic design has rules and they work. You will read this first, and then you will read this, then this one, and you will read this one last. What kind of stressor are you? The nail biter, finger drummer, pen clicker, leg shaker. I'm shaking my leg right now, but I'm not stressed. I just shake my leg all the time. Never trust anyone. Turn this picture upside down. Okay, I'm gonna flip it. I hate you. I actually hate you. How smart is your right foot? Try this. While sitting in front of your computer. Okay, I'll do this right now. Lift your right foot and make clockwise circles. Now, while doing that, draw the number 6 in the air with your right hand. Your foot will change. It's doing it! It's changing directions. I think it's hard to do that while I'm reading as well, but it still worked. Both blocks are gray in color. Use your finger to cover the middle line. Light plays an important role in color. All right, let me do this. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Gently shake the screen and make the jello jiggle. Wobble, 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 wobble. I like jelly. Calm your mind and stare at this red circle. Okay, I'm staring. How long do I need to stare at the red circle for? How many birds? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9! There's no way there's more than 9. I was counting the beaks. Is there more than 9, guys? Put your fingers on the X. Okay, my fingers are on the X. And I'm touching a monkey. There are 2 types of people in this world. Are you a 1 person or a 2? I'm a person who starts off doing 2, but then I eventually go to 1. Close your eyes 50% and you'll see both of the pictures similar. Wow. Are you ready to play the chicken game? If you lose, you've got to like and subscribe. Don't look at the chicken. It's game over. Hey, you guys are stuck. I'll give you a push. There you go. Looks good. Bye, friends. See ya. Strongest polar bear in the world, pushing a boat casually. When you make a dark meme in the middle of the day, so people with low brightness can't see it. Place your finger here here. Okay, I'm placing my food. I'm tickling this kid. What am I doing with this guy? Sorry, man. Spilled his drink everywhere. Are the boxes moving or is the orange guy? No one's moving. It's a PNG. I downloaded this move. Right and left brain dominance. If you are right brain, you will see a combination of pink and white. And if you're left brained, you will see it in gray and green. Very interesting. I love posts like this. They're just a bunch of bollocks. We had way too much fun at the Science Museum today. What is he creating? I'm glad it's not the other thing, you know. Someone has the opportunity to do the most insane thing ever. What answer did you guys get? Any other answer than 17 is wrong, and your education system failed you. Thanks, Mike the Outsider. Would you rather get $5 million in a year, or get $1 in 5 million years? Thought of the day. How much pizza remains uneaten? 4/8, 5/10, half, none of the above. Do you have trouble making decisions? Yes, no, unsure. This really helps the question. If I didn't tell you about the sheep, would you still see them? Sheep? No, I wouldn't still see them. I only see snow, but now I'm looking for the sheep. Oh, bottom right. You see them? Yep. Receives wrong copper. Angrily chisels note for 6 hours. Complained about delivery of the wrong grade of copper.
Where's my money?
Touch to boop. Touch. I'm booping. Where's Oreo? Oreo! I think he's asleep. He doesn't want to be booped. What people think arguing on the internet is like. 6, 9. What it's actually like. 4. You're an idiot. If no one comes from the future to stop you from doing it, then how bad can it be? I wouldn't live with this philosophy. There's a lot of bad things that have happened. What if I told you you read the first line wrong? Same with the second line, and also the third. Did you know that 1 in 3 people are ugly? I'm not ugly. Me neither. Must be 1 in 4. If you haven't seen this image, you're lucky. Look at the bottom right corner. There you go. Oh, that's left. I didn't look at the left one. What are you talking about? Screw you. Just laugh when you get it. Apple, dis an apple. Pear, dis a pear. Ta-da. There's no pear on the screen. Sometimes you have to take a pause and enjoy a photogenic goat. If you have anxiety, take deep breaths in sync with this. Maybe the elephant doesn't want to be addressed and we should respect their boundaries. Then why is it in my room? Tap to quickly do push-ups. Look at the car. Look at her armpit. Look at the T. That guy. This must be such an old meme. How to avoid human interaction. Just make sure you're ready to morph into anything near you. Penguin translates to business goose. Penguin is a business goose. If you say gullible slowly, it sounds like oranges. Gullible oranges. It does? Did you try it? Yes. What did it sound like? Gullible. Okay, I've got a question. When you're laying down, do you ever put your hand up for no reason? No, just me. I used to do this more when I was younger, but not really anymore. Which ball is bigger, A or B? Well, it looks like A, but this is probably an illusion and B is probably bigger. Maybe I'm overthinking. I don't know. How many 8s do you count? 4, 5, 7, or 9? I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Me 15 seconds before going out. And I put it on charge as if it's gonna change anything. Oh, I'm going out in 2 minutes, let me put it on charge, and it doesn't move an inch. It's a joke. The EA in T is silent. Thank you. When two people think/say the same thing, the English expression is great minds think alike, but in German, it's two idiots, one thought. When your classmates say that you and your crush look cute together, and now I have to flip this, but your crush says, ew. Wow, she looks like her eyes look normal in both ways. Upside down, not upside down. A or B? B, but this is probably a trick question. You are fantastic. Please do not lick the walls. The regional health department advises that it is unsanitary and may pose a health risk. That's disgusting. A wall licker. What's worse, a wall licker or a glue sniffer? I think the wall licker's way worse. About to go in the oven. I'll update when it's done. Yippee! I managed to make a fully interactive custom NPC husband in Skyrim, but somewhere along the way I messed up. So if I give him any items, the sound of eating bread plays up full blast, non-stop. Like if you want a relationship like this. Frog game. Look at the frog. You won. Best museum ever. Museum of Fire. Use next exit. Thanks for the food. But where's your food? But where is your food? Is an orange muncher. Looks like a tangerine though. Why don't they make hair, face, body wash combos for women? Cosmetic companies? He was asking too many questions. Okay, serious question. What is this for? This is for my mum to dramatically grab when I'm going 26 and a 25. This photo makes it look like there's a very tiny golfer on the course. Is that a giant playing or a tiny man? I don't know what else it could be. What is that? You're not doing a good job convincing me it's not a tiny man. If you know which rim this is, this person is so smart with their money. Instead of buying a shoe like a flip-flop Bob. They just tattooed one on their foot. Why do crocodiles walk so gaily? They walk like they got their nails done or something. Well, either they can walk gaily or they can try and eat you. Which one would you like? Shake your screen gently. I would like to shake my screen, but I'm using a monitor, and if I shake my screen, I might break everything. Build a $15 breakfast. 15 milk. A $15 breakfast, quite a high budget. I'm gonna go for chocolate chip pancakes and then 10 coffees. Are they walking up the stairs or down the stairs? I think the guy above us is walking upstairs, but he's looking back. He's going up backwards. And I think the guy below is staring at him like, what are you doing? He's not moving. Every year, me and my son find the worst tree on the lot for Christmas. This year is especially bad. The Star is Born. Crikey. That thing is horrible. At least it found a home though. Breakfast. That looks so good. Can I ask you something? Thank you. No, you cannot. Getting upvotes on your post. Getting comments on your post. Pollen. Death Star. Any questions? How come nobody loves me? What is a person from London called? My neighbor is from London. He's called Rob. Where can I keep a baby goat? I impulsively bought. What the hell? This is a joke, right? This is Billy. Billy the goat. Can you find the hidden man's face? I'm looking at it and I don't think I can. Oh yeah, I can. Okay, it's right under his ear. His right, the ear closest to us. If you look a bit to the bottom left of that, you should see his face. My girlfriend is my boyfriend. Help. I've been going out with this girl for 3 months, and one day I said to her, "You're the best girlfriend ever." And she was confused, and I thought I was joking, and she said she was a guy, and I thought she was a girl. So basically, I thought she was a girl, and she thought I was a girl, but we're both guys. What should I do? I really like him. Am I gay? I don't think this makes you gay, but I think dang with them makes you gay. I don't know. I'm not experienced in this field. I couldn't tell you. What is the phobia of chainsaws called? Common sense. I ran out of vegetable oil. I have Mobile 1 motor oil. Is it safe to cook with Mobile 1 oil? I don't even know what that is. I don't think so. Question for the class. Revenge of the Sith is rated PG-13, and as such is allowed 1 F-bomb. Where would you put it? The Senate will decide your fate. I am the frickin' Senate. Which atomic model is depicted by the image below? Well, if you actually put your mouse over the image, it tells you. You can't defeat me. I know, but he can. If I had 100 friends, I would turn the phone off. Beep. One of the neighbors committed theft 30 minutes ago, but they all insist they were home at the time. Who is the lying one? Alex, look at Alex under his car. Alex committed theft. I like how their car and the house is the same color. This is an optical illusion corridor. You wouldn't want to be drunk here. Chimpanzee breaks into store, leaves wearing clothes. They came up with a crazy nice fit though. Kinda odd fit though, looking like a grandma. And you're missing trousers. Draw a pentagon and a rectangle. I quit. So you drew a penguin instead. Why is the emoji so much funnier on Android? Not everyone has an Android. A or B? Which one are you? I think A is nice when you're on holiday. I think B works in more situations. A is messy. I always associate A with being on holiday. Most popular sleeping positions. The fetus, log. Yearn a soldier, free faller, starfish, quapping. What sleeping position are you? Probably quapping. I sleep and then I wake up with my blanket on the floor. Because what's very weird about me is I don't really sleep with a duvet. I sleep with blankets. One's gotta go. Soul food. Mexican. Italian. Chinese. Choose your fighter. Mark Zuckerberg versus Elon Musk. Zuck is the agility build and Musk is the tank. Artist builds boat that looks like a giant zipper unzipping the water, the earth. I hope they don't go all around the earth. No tip, jazz only. Jazz? So we pay in jazz? How does that work? S-U-C-E. Close your eyes 75% and you'll see it. It's Pikachu. Me. I can't even read this meme because it's been poisoned. Test. Find the radius of the circles. The circles. If you can't see the number, you have cold, have headache, need sleep, need water, acute, have low blood sugar. I see what you did here. Ghost, not terrible. Zombie, not terrible. Nuclear war, a little scary. Yowie. Once I was at the optometrist, and he was measuring my ability to see colors and said, the first thing about biology is that nature doesn't really do binaries, only spectrums. And I think about that a lot. Closed, open. Put those orbs away. I can't put these away, they're my eyes. Pick your fighter. Gilgamesh, the consumer of reality, versus Maurice. Power comes in many forms. Maurice wins. Gilgamesh is trying too hard to look scary and strong. People in cartoons. Which locker should we open? The locker. Interactive CPR training kiosk at an airport. So who are you doing mouth to mouth with? Eating a banana in the shower to know what it's like for the monkeys in the rainforest. Yeah, but they don't eat the food alone. I think they eat with their friends. Focus on the picture. It will change the direction of the stairs every 10 seconds. And this is one of the things that the mind cannot zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Liar! Multiple choice questions be like, is this man armed, unarmed? Well, it might be on his hip because maybe there's one extra hand he has. What to do if you were buried alive? 1, die. When I was around 5, I asked my mom why some people were different colors, and she said, because God wanted lots of flavors. And let me tell you, that was the wrong thing to say, because for the next 3 years, I thought God ate people when they died. You have to live here for 1 year. You'll have unlimited food, but you can bring one thing. What is it? One thing? Probably my computer, actually, yeah. I feel like most people would choose this. What would you guys choose? I mean, what else am I gonna do? I can't get off the island. You get your dream house, but it has 500 spiders all in its walls. New house and a nice meal. Oh, what? Okay, you can only write with one type of pen for the rest of your life. Which one are you picking? Ignoring the ink color. I have a star on my forehead. I have a heart on my forehead. Can I say something? You get 250 million, but you can't use the weather app for 10 minutes. Are you doing it? Dude, I'm shaking right now. I need to see the weather so bad. Come on, please let me check the weather. I'm itching for it. Why doesn't Italy finish their buildings? Man, my life sucks right now. Loser. You depict yourself as a Chad, yet real Chads lift those up who are in need of it, not kick them when they're down. I agree. Smile at them. Maybe they'll smile back. The guy who made interactive ads. The guy who made fake interactive ads. The r/bold subreddit is an example of wholesome masculine body positivity. Every post is a guy showing his clearly past the point of no return thinning hair and asking, is it time? And the top reply is always this image. Do not question the elevated one. Would you have to pee upside down? Because there's no way you can balance like that. Would you have to stand in the cubicle? Ugh. I was playing a game I couldn't pause, and my mom walked into my room and wanted me to try the ribs she made. And I was like, okay, in a second. And she just went, it's okay, I can feed it to you. And she's just feeding me ribs while I'm fighting for my life. Here's an artistic rendition. The bouncer at the bar I work at give these tickets when they kick people out. Congrats, you have been kicked out of the bar because you started a fight. You're a massive douche. You broke or stole bar property. You brought in outside alcohol. You're using a fake ID. Honestly, we can't just stand you, and we've been looking for an excuse to 86 you. I remember this bloke came up to me. I was in the toilets at this club, and he tried to fight me for no reason, and there were 2 of them. I bluffed though. I completely bluffed. I said I was like an MMA judo champion. Whatever I said, I lied. It didn't work though. It's just my friends somehow were looking for me because they didn't know where I went. You've been kidnapped. The last character from the last game you played are trying to rescue you. Who is coming to save you? Oh, I'm so glad I was playing Doom Eternal. I'm saved. Good luck to the kidnappers. Doom guy's coming to save me. Does that mean I'm in hell? Christian Bale. Christian Bale. Bale. Christian Bale. Christian Bales, Christian Bale. Christian Bale, bailing Christian Bales, Christian Bale out of jail. Oh no, would you look at the weather? It's begin to hail. Oh my god. I've placed my finger as Markiplier. Wow, he looks really young here. Move! This will not work. No, I want to be like those schizo people on Instagram who think they can move things with their mind. I'm gonna move this ball. Feel free to ask questions. Teacher asks a legitimate question. Time out for you. I've never been timed out for asking a question. I just remember teachers getting annoyed because they assume you weren't listening and it's awkward asking questions. But to give a bit of grace, wasn't really listening, so. Are you more concerned about how much food ends up in the trash or how much trash is in the food? I think most people are concerned about how much it affects them, which is kind of sad, but also just the way things work. How in the world do scientists know when an animal or bug is extinct? Like, did you look everywhere? They lie. And then the animal will pop up again. It's like, it's not extinct. Would you smash your friends for 10 billion? Me, soon to be a multi-billionaire, my homie. That's a small price to pay to be a billionaire. I could solve world hunger, but I could also be very selfish. Okay, you walk into your work bathroom and find this. What percentage of the cupcake do you think is technically safe to eat? If we're talking percentages, what you'd need to do is basically shave off most of it and eat the core. And that's still kind of gross. Maybe 20%. How long has it been in here? Kids doing this makes my heart melt. I thought her fingers had abs. Bro, my canned tuna. Tape, you need tape. I think John Gurm has got the right idea. You need to flip the house upside down. If you can go and see anywhere in the world, where would you go? Japan. man. I made this awesome machine that can impersonate people and generate fake news. You just gotta feed it 10,000 puppies and 8 billion gallons of water a day to work. That's horrible. Shut it off. But John Shareholder would be sad. When you become a judge thinking it's going to be easy, but you genuinely send a jaywalker to the electric chair, and you record it and post it on YouTube. So apparently TSA does not love it when you put about 40 grams of creatine powder into an unmarked Ziploc bag. Correct. I am broken when my name is spoken. What am I? McDonald's ice cream machine. A study found that people who eat high-fat cheese were less likely to develop dementia and had lower rates of diabetes. Oh wow, the brain, which is high in fat, is healthy when you eat high in fat foods. Crazy. 8-year-old. Are weddings expensive? Very. What if I run away to get married and don't invite anybody? Then you would be my favorite child. If you go out to dinner and still feel like smashing afterwards, the restaurant has failed. There's not a restaurant on earth that will keep me wanting from my wife. What about the restaurant of finding out she's been cheating on you after 20 years? What about that restaurant? Me asking a young child for ideas for a monster's ability. The most horrific description I've ever heard. Little kids will be like, they eat people's dreams by sticking a fork in their ears and twisting their brains up like spaghetti. And they'll eat all your happiness and put your brain back with just bad stuff. Like Tommy age 9 is going through it. Math teachers, when you decide to not use their 900-step formula to calculate 3 plus 2.
So, you're working!
I don't remember ordering this item with my 2-topping medium pizza. Bro got a restaurant-grade pizza cutter for free and has still got an attitude about it. I'll take it. Frost on my car window looks like a sketch. That's beautiful! I have 15 years worth of outstanding library finds in 3 separate cities, and it's my hope that eventually a bounty hunter librarian will come to collect and we'll get into a bar fight and fall in love. As a person, I think this is funny, but as a librarian, this really annoys me. Lugia chewing undersea cables. This is the kind of stuff I imagine Pokemon champions get called in to handle. Like, yeah, we got a legendary Pokemon here that keeps messing up our infrastructure. Can you come do something about it? I wish that it was socially acceptable to remain mute and stare off into space during every social interaction. Thank God there's no ChatGPT rap. You declined in cognitive ability by 19 years. This guy literally dressed like his dead mum to get her $61,000 pension per year. I'm sorry, but he definitely would have fooled my hair. Which one is the mother? And also, if his mother's passed away, wouldn't he get the money anyway? Unless he has siblings. I don't know, the whole situation. I don't think a childless homeowner should have to pay school taxes. As a childless homeowner, I absolutely want to pay school taxes because I don't want to live in a community of stupid people. So-called live streamers, and not a single one of them is currently fishing for bass. Pookie, I think you're at the wrong category on Twitch. What the hell is Twitch? I asked my 8-year-old if he liked my sleeveless blouse, and he said, the color's fine, but I don't like public armpits. Public armpits. It's going straight to Goodwill. Me, successfully convincing the firefighter that I won't die from this fire because I'm in the living room. Me, realizing I can pretend to be a 13-year-old girl to kidnap 200 predators and make my own Squid Game. Nothing is stopping me from doing this. Guys, I'm gonna do this. But the only way you'll ever know if I'm doing this is if you're a predator. So don't try and find out if I'm doing this. Matthew Lillard had no idea who William Afton was and thought he had auditioned for the Purple Guy sprite. I thought I was gonna be purple. Jury duty is such a wild concept. The government says, call off work, champ. We need you to help solve a murder. Here's $15. What happens if you were to just say no? Like, I'm good. Would you then be in trouble off suspicion? My girlfriend is taking an online course to learn how to care for autistic children, and every time she completes a module, she just stares at me like this. The girl said she knew a spot for our first date, and she took me to Costco. She took you to an exclusive members-only restaurant with a limited menu. Some people pay top dollar for that. I lined my mum asking if the cat back home is doing well, and the picture she sent me. The cat is doing so well. 7-year-old me looking at a random window miles away. To make it clear to the sniper he isn't slick. Yeah, I see that glare. I see that sniper glare in the, in the corner of my eye. I see it. Jim Henson's original sketch of Kermit. 1955. Got it in one. No workshopping, no nothing. A perfect little man. First try. For the amount of meat you can get out of a clam, I feel like we should just leave them alone. He looks so sad. Did you yell at him? Please don't yell on him. He's my baby. Horses are a great pet for anyone who's ever wished their bicycle could make bad choices. Screw you! Horses have made very good choices for most of humanity. I like horses, respect them. My intrusive thoughts won. All you did was eat a donut. That's not an intrusive thought. If my intrusive thoughts one, I would be on the news. People need to stop using intrusive when I think they mean impulsive. Yep, that's true. That's pretty true. Why would a bug spend such a long fraction of its short life immobile on my ceiling? Beats me. This is how God must feel when he sees us scrolling on our phones. Dollar General is the Waffle House of convenience stores. I said what I said. How Family Dollar employees be when you pull up. How your dad looks at you when you don't want to help him move 100,000 pounds of dirt at 6 a.m. on a Saturday. I was dating this girl and she said, I'm not sharing a straw with you. Ma'am, I have done the deed with you. Congrats on the deed. This guy just wanted to tell Twitter he's done the deed. I received a $100 million trust fund at 18 and turned that into 1.3 billion by making my coffee at home and inheriting another 1.2 billion. The worst part of being a good listener is that people get creeped out by the information I've retained about them just from listening. How do you know that about me? You told me. Wow, Gmail's auto-reply has gotten really good. Hi Nathan, just wanted to know what you wanted for Christmas. I would like a carton of eggs for Christmas. I would like a carton of it. You would like 2 cartons of eggs. My son is fine. Your son is completely unfazed by life or death situations, but panics like he's being hunted for sport when someone merely flirts with him. When you count calories for the first time and realize you've been eating like a family of 4 all your life. Do you only just realize that now? If you're eating like a family of 4, you must be humongous. Which jobs are 100% safe from AI? I'm a hairdresser. I don't expect to be replaced by AI anytime soon. That said, it does make our lives a little more frustrating, considering there are a number of people who bring us AI-generated images of hairstyles that are physically impossible. Can everyone give me a hack for getting energy quick that isn't caffeine, isn't a nap, isn't working out, isn't a snack, isn't drugs? Hearing your pet make heaving sounds in a carpeted room. Booking flights on a phone is crazy. That is a laptop activity. The most millennial trait is big purchases must happen in a big laptop screen. My girl got the nerve to cook dinner with the same pot she beat me with. This is a cartoon relationship. She must have hit you quite hard. Got the job market right where I want it. Hi Thomas. Your experience as a CEO and customer service representative could serve well in this bartender role. Does it bother you that I call you mum? If it does, I can stop anytime. I definitely prefer mum to dad or daddy. Can I call you Aunt Margaret? I'm cool with that. A Tic Tac for breakfast, a Tic Tac for lunch, and 3,000 calories for dinner minutes before bed. I plugged 3 consoles into 1 AV port for maximum gaming. Battle for dominance in the game dome. I have absolutely no idea who this dude is. Just wandered in, choosing to read this from the POV of the cat. My dad summed up in one exchange. The stew your mum is making for dinner tonight is concerning. Can you surprise us with some tacos on your way home from work? Mission accomplished. My dad acting surprised. He's a very good actor. We should get him a show. The skinwalker, pretending to be my dog, watching me douse my meat. Unemployed people are so puppy-coded. Like, oh, you slept all day while I was at work and now you're happy I'm home to play games with you? Okay. My Mexican mum said they probably swapped me with some Russian woman's kid at the hospital. Somewhere out there in Siberia is a brown kid who wants nothing more than to eat a quesadilla. Doesn't baby swaps happen quite often, or not often, but too much? Was going through some of my health records and some doctor put dresses oddly next to my psychotic symptoms. Hey, screw you, man. Symptoms, no drip. My wife eats nerds, one little nerd at a time. That's insane. I eat nerds the correct way by pouring the whole box into my mouth and nearly choking to death. The phrase, no amount of skill will protect you from the sheer luck of a chronic idiot, popped into my head, and if that ain't a big mood, I don't know what is. Dungeons and Dragons, a summary. Me watching my bro's phone start blasting his goofy R ringtone while we're sitting with 10 out of 10 goth baddies. You got Snap? I have an address where you can send me roses and love letters. Act grown. When you joined the army to get your college tuition paid for, but you low-key realize you were genuinely born for this. Humanity in 2347, when a solar flare wipes out the AI systems, and no one knows how to boil water without asking ChatGPT. Showed up to my story at a Buddhist temple and accidentally dressed like a monk today, and the monk thought this was the funniest thing ever. So now we have like 3,000 photos to prove he wore it better. POV. Me in 70 years at 3 a.m. in the nursing home, and I hear a chest in the next room when your homeboy is so dumb to the point you physically can't put your anger into words. How it feels to watch YouTube on the TV and play with your nuts for an hour instead of gaming or scrolling on the phone. I mean, you're much more productive doing this. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. You don't have enough hate in your heart, brother. How I feel at college after the only conversation I've had for a month with someone was them asking, "Is this seat taken?" Me resisting the urge to say, "I ate it." Whenever someone asks me about something they lost, if you're a guy and you're struggling right now, just remember nobody cares, and it does get worse. We care, come on. We care. Bro, I hate living next to a tavern. They always have the worst singers performing on Saturdays. Posts that an elf would also write. My life is a joke. I live 2 minutes from a castle in one direction and the Old Town Market in the other. You can see remnants of the old wall in part of the town. Our library used to be the medieval town hall. We have a 500-year-old fairy tree overlooking the entire valley, and I don't have any elves to smash. The transition from sodium lighting to LEDs. Johnny, all your answers are correct on your math assignment, but where is the work for how you got the answers? I don't have $7,000. Can you go lower? Okay, fine, 6,800. 6,503 of these. My mum has a Temu shopping addiction, but also has very good taste. So things happen such as the bolt covers on the downstairs toilet to small ceramic birds. Wow, do we have the same mum? Although my mum has a shopping addiction to candles. My marriage has never been hard work. My wife literally lowers my blood pressure by walking into the room. Confirmed and observed by a nurse at the hospital. Professionals who enter people's homes. Plumbers, electricians, cleaners. What is something the condition of a house tells you about the owner that they don't realize they're revealing? People who have the least are the ones who offer you a drink or food. A man walks into his bedroom and sees his wife packing a suitcase. He asks, "What are you doing?" She replies, "I'm off to New York. I read that women there get paid $400 for doing what I do to you for free." Later on her way out, the wife walks into the bedroom and sees her husband packing his suitcase. "Where are you going?" she asks. "I'm coming with you. I want to see how you live on $800 a year." Inside you, there are two cinephiles. The film lacked theatric nuance and didn't challenge me as a viewer. Wow, that was fun. My dad told me to quickly switch on the TV so my cat can watch Zootopia. My cat is all alone watching Zootopia. I hate it here. Boy, I hope my PTO got approved. When my family is laughing at me at dinner, but my sister with a secret boyfriend is laughing a little too hard. This is when I start saying, "Don't you have something to say? Doctor, could there be anything causing your chronic back pain?" Me, every night in my bed. Me, forcing the I don't care mindset on myself, even though I'm the most sensitive person and worry about everything. It's important to always have something to look forward to, no matter how big or small. Computer fans start going crazy. Open Task Manager to check what is happening. Fans immediately stop. I'm old enough to remember when Apple's branding was based pretty much 100% on the headphone wires. Would she date her looks equivalent? Update, this girl is threatening to sue me for the post below. I'm babysitting for a new family trying to bond with the 3-year-old. So I asked him how old he is, and he said, 3. So I replied, "Cool, when are you going to be 4? And the guy said, "When I'm done being 3, and walked away. Alright, you clever bastard, this means war. I had a really messed up dream. PNF related. Sorry, but Phineas and Ferb were not in it. When I was a teen, I went to the doctor for my crooked spine. He said, "You have scoliosis, but I'm not going to put scoliosis on your chart because then legally you can't be a policeman, firefighter, or astronaut." I don't want to do any of that. Well, you never know. Real talk. Spending 365 days without seeing yourself in the hospital, prison, or cemetery is something to thank God for. Being in my 20s is weird. I feel 17, but then I meet someone who is 17 and realize I'm definitely not 17 anymore. The funniest thing to do as an older sibling is to add S onto stuff your younger sibling plays. Oh, you're booting up Pokemons? You're booting up Fortnites on the Switch? Skyrims? Because it's the closest thing humans have to a rage spell. OP, you are missing the power of the, as in the Pokemon, or the Fortnite. Hell, I just say the Costco and everyone around me loses their mind. So we've been going out for a while, and he did this before picking me up today. He gave you an option of polling. You need 5 minutes, you're ready, you're going as fast as you can, leave me alone, you hate me. My unpopular opinion. I actually do not desire to see technology advance any further. That's a pretty hot take, yeah. I want to see humans get better, improve things. Would STIs be eliminated if everyone stopped doing the deed for 100 years? Humans would be eliminated. My boss denied me a raise before my shift today. What's some music you have never wanted to hear in a coffee shop? I don't know, just make sure to play the same thing over and over and over again. Maybe the McDonald's beeping noise? Babysitting, and the 4-year-old asked me why I'm getting married. I told her because I'm in love and I'm going to make cute babies like her. She straight up looked at my face and said, "Don't ever bring your gross babies into my nice house." A lesson I learned this year is that a person's capacity for growth is directly linked to how much truth they can face about themselves without running away. Squishmallow law is wild. What do you mean this avocado is a defense attorney? Southwest emails. Want to get away for $49? Search results. That'll be $691, big dog. It's the same with airlines.
You want a flight for $30? Now once you've went through adding all the additional things you don't have a choice on saying no to, it's now $500.
Not now, kitten. Daddy is identifying 5 things he can see, 4 things he can touch, 3 things he can hear, 2 things he can smell, and 1 thing he can taste. Why does this generation seem to be so against having kids? Even animals reduce or completely stop reproduction when the environment is unfavorable. My dad's newest girlfriend introduced herself as Cinnamon with an S, and I've been calling her Cinnamons all afternoon, and she will not correct me. You snooze, you lose. Anti-nap propaganda, changing it to you snooze, yay, yippee. Evilest guy I knew was 6'4", and he would go around at parties telling women with boyfriends that he was 6 foot. The woman on the subway who yelled, "None of this is real, none of us exist," when you touch an unaware cat and it goes, meep. Tinkerbell doesn't make this noise, and I only found out cats do this 3 years ago. Tinkerbell never makes this noise. Is it because she's just hyper aware? But it was when I went on holiday and I was stroking a few cats. I realized, why is this cat making the meep noise every time I touch it? I had to look it up. I was wondering what's wrong. Guess who turned 30? That's right, the world's oldest documented cat. Her name is Flossie. She was born astray in Liverpool in late 1995. My Italian grandfather barely speaks English, but I can tell he's upset that I won't come over and have a beer with him. I already told you, I'm doing dry January. What is it again? I'm not drinking alcohol for the entire month of January. I know, understand. January already miserable month. Why you make it worse for both? Your grandpa is a funny guy, but he's not a good influence on you. When you pull up to see a fast food drive-thru and see a 60-year-old man working, suddenly nothing is funny anymore. I had a 72-year-old coworker one day fall on the floor. I helped him up and he was out of breath, and I asked, "Woody, why don't you go home and rest?" He told me straight up, "I can't afford to." I told him I would cover his area and work, just sneak off a nap in the car. He thanked me. I left that job a year later and I heard he died on the production floor from overwork. I hate to say it, but my relationship did in fact get 100 times better once I started focusing on showing appreciation for all the things my partner was doing and stopped nagging about the things he wasn't. When you ask God for a sign and she brings you to this restaurant, hotel receptionist working on something beautiful, nice and cute bunnies, men will see this and get motivated. After Gen Z overthrew the government, Nepal elects its new prime minister via a Discord vote. The most Gen Z sentence I've ever read. She isn't happy. Don't call my husband sweetheart. You're not getting a tip. Another what not to do moment brought to you by Facebook. Our first house and our first apartment. We're gonna trace what the key looks like, so if anyone wants to copy it, they can. When the genie says no infinite wishes, so I wish for him to have short-term memory loss and just keep reminding him I still have 3 wishes. Don't ignore the happy little onion and you will have the best year ever. Honestly, I can't afford to mess around anymore. I see you, happy little onion. The coolest bookmark doesn't exist. That is so cool. I got my green bean casserole prep. Someone really hates kids. Kid me would be excited to do that. Whoever sat in this seat must have really enjoyed the movie. Maybe I don't know colors. It's brown sugar. You're just colorblind. Why stamp the expiration date on the bag when you can just mark the button directly? You can't plant there, mate. He just doesn't want people using his garage when he's gone. It's literally outlined where it should go. But what came first? New bathroom at work. They want to make sure no one is doing what they're not supposed to be doing at work. My mum found a whole potato in the bag of French fry. Ugh, this is gross. This escalator requires that you still use the stairs. World's most practical design. You can see your head 1 mirror at a time. In 2016, we hired a photographer claiming he was the master of light to do our company headshots. An expert in Photoshop. Don't mind if I do. Please wait patiently for the failure of the system. Just installed the buttons, boss, and they don't work. All drains in my school are above floor level. Is that people underneath? What the hell? IKEA, what is you doing? Create your perfect night's sleep. It says the same text but in Arabic. I bought a melon, received a lemon. You gotta paint it. Somebody forgot to add the chips before baking. Anti-graffiti, huh? Waterloo Bridge. Anti-graffiti paint has been applied to this asset. So it's graffiti done by the government? The emergency pull rope in my local hospital's disabled toilet. Do they expect these disabled people to be 9 foot? Maybe it's a hospital for really, really tall people. Someone told me to put this here, so do you have at least 1 year of zero experience? Do you speak United States? What job are you applying for? Bad door placement. That door's not meant to be open. Been stuck in this horrid chair all afternoon. Who is making you sit in that? Not a single tile is matched to the pattern. I don't have OCD, but this isn't making me comfortable. It might have a bit of OCD. Faucet placed further than its length in hotel room, resulting in a cascading waterfall. Elevator button with no elevator. Just press it. You're gonna be very surprised. Some people just want to see the world burn. Caught me off guard. Pull, but you've got to push. What I ordered versus what I received. If you can read this, I have capsized. Girls about to try new things. Okay, I know the sign is wrong, but even so, where is the privacy in this? At the university I'm at, they decided to fence off a path to prevent people going up it. This is how things are blocked in video games. Forever cone. Jesus was working today. My city celebrated unveiling these benches on a bridge downtown. Benches right next to a bunch of moving cars. Nice. What were they thinking? Just watched a guy go into the wrong bathroom at the Toronto Pearson Airport. He was looking at the top sign. Okay, that is so unfair. Why have they done that? My school's locker can't even fit my backpack because of those shelves. Bathroom of an apartment I was viewing for rent. Well, at least you have a lot of room to go to the toilet. Side in Esteponia. Estepona? Oh, Estepona. That kind of looks fun, but painful. How to not install a metal roof. Someone screwed up. Yes, boss. I put the seats in the correct order. 11, 21, 13. My ice cream sandwich only came with one chocolate part. It's half a sandwich. Teaching shapes to kids. This is called a pentagon. Odd placement for that particular sign. Something fresh is always brewing and it's right next to the bathroom. Fountains that look like dandelions. Somewhere in Australia, maybe? This is horrifying. Perfect bench placement. I mean, you can have a shower for free. I feel so safe. If you feel unsafe and need help, press this button, which there is no button. The button's gone. I am so confused. Are you pregnant or are you not pregnant? I would think this means you're pregnant. Safety first. What do I get inside? Yep, Bard still sucks. The 844th digit of pi is a Ferrari. My student's watch. Even I know this is wrong. It's like they didn't even try. That's sad. Lock-in. When you're a tram driver and your employer says you've got to work from home. I put the giant bodybuilder sticker on the front door, boss. Shapeshifters. It's a baboon, but it's also a deer. Dude sneaks scissors onto plane, but gets water bottle confiscated by TSA. This is a way to get arrested. When this door opens, it hits the pillar. I'm guessing the poster was put there to cover it, but the door's gone through it. Please go sideways. I want to go into an elevator which goes sideways. Ever you give Zoom more idea. What does that even mean? Drugs. Stairs in the basement of a Princeton University dorm. There's toilet at my sister's house. She must be in New York or London. The irony of setting up this sign. We aim to get things right this time. I was in charge of cooking the rice. You added a bit too much water and a bit too much rice. How am I supposed to use this power outlet? By being very strong and moving the pipe. I have to look at this every day. I would need to get it reinstalled. Hell no. Or I would put something covering the door handles. Ordered a junior bacon cheeseburger without tomato. Got only tomato. This huge pillar in the middle of the changing room. Well, obviously it's so the other person who's trying on their outfit, you can both judge each other and be, is this nice? Nah, you gotta change that. Maybe with my head between my knees I would fit. I think you're supposed to lie down. The only unlocked bathroom at my school. That is such a weird configuration. What were they thinking? Meanwhile, in supermarket, this aquatic themed hospital couch weirdly has an underwater giraffe on it. It's drowning. Hotel bathroom sink with barely enough room for your hands because the spouts are too long/low. Sure, right after you write it. You're in America. Speak English. Come on, check your grammar, man, if you're saying something like this at least. Great British Deathscapes. Please enjoy the sensory garden. If this could summarize Britain, it would. Install the drain. Forgot the draining part. I mean, I think they forgot it to put it in an area lower down. How do you like your windows? Do you like them even or uneven? Trying to prevent cyclists from using the ramp by blocking the passage to everyone with wheels. Strollers, wheelchairs. If you're a mother who has babies, nope, not allowed up here. Baby-free zone. Having delivered the building, but left the trailer unit it came on behind. I hope this one will count for the subreddit. This looks horrifying, but it looks like, oh man, I'd love to climb up this. I know, dangerous, but fun. Yeah, now this is where I draw the line. I would not do this. Sure, you can turn it upside down, but either way, it's quite unbearable. This is kind of convenient. I was wondering why my niece always zones out halfway through while counting on this toy, until I noticed. Oh my god, I see it. Surprising apartment built after billboard lights built. Subtitle for Chinese song. Tibetan language. At Four Corners Monument, coyotes are reptiles. Watch out for reptiles, rattlesnakes, lizards, spiders, centipedes, scorpions, coyotes, etc. Thank you. Don't tell me what to do. Please deliver packages to front porch. Thank you. This is acceptable. Do you find the number of times you've seen this ad to be acceptable? No. Someone at the Fox channel's got to be fired for this. His name is name here though. Men clothes. Men wear bras now. CS struggles be like, stop. Because it's a PlayStation controller. Why your Xbox won't turn on from your controller? Was it so hard to get a dog? 3,053 dogs in Michigan tested positive for, oh wait, heartworms, that's a thing? Yes, a pigeon. No, it's pigeon. Okay, it's not an easy job, but come on. Don't bricklayers get paid 3 pounds a brick or something? Modern art, I guess. This was a mess. This is a mess, actually. They took the word sidewalk literally. Sorry for the inconvenience. Please use the sidewalk. Guy writes watermillion, then translates it to Arabic. Watermillion. I don't read Arabic. When I tried to cut the cheese is strong. Ah, yes, that is definitely Japan. Basic information of Japanese. Number of speakers, 130 million. Spoken in Japan. What? Thought it would be in China or UK? An apartment installed new siding and choked their AC unit by enclosing it. Have a happy Tuesday. When is the next Friday the 13th? Tuesday, September 13th. I don't know. That wall might be up to something. Never let them know your next step. Yes, effort definitely involves no effort. Things that don't require effort. Being on time, work ethic, effort, body language, doing extra, being prepared, attitude. All that, yeah, I think everything in life does require some sort of effort, or else you just die. You had one job. That's annoying because the person who set this up was probably spending, I don't know, how long does it actually take to install a door handle? I don't know. It's still annoying. My dad thought my bath bomb was toilet cleaner. I hated every second of this bus trip. Yeah, but the weather looks so cozy. The seats look terrible though. No room. Legs on legs. These stairs lead to nowhere. My doctor's office has 3 identical paintings in the lobby. This door in my school. Do not open that. You will fall. You had one job. Door opening area. Area to be kept clear at all times. This new American restaurant opened in town and I can't enjoy my food because of this. Cheese, but it's slanted and there's nothing else and there's a comma. This lobby's modern clear footstool contains an old rustic footstool. User-friendly pool ladder. Where is the joke here? Oh, I get it. How are you even gonna get out of that? Found this in an Applebee's restaurant I went to recently and I had to take a picture. It's a good hiding spot. Odd doorway left after the office reconfigurations. The glass wall was removed and the custom ceiling not restored. These cinema cup holders have no bottoms, so they only fit super large drink cups. I buy a small drink, put it in there, it falls on the floor and I lose all my... Oh, what a mess. My view at the King's Theatre, Portsmouth, UK. Maybe it's for dancing on. Oddly placed phone in a waiting room. Why is it so high up? When it starts ringing, do they just not want you to pick it up or they want you to? Is it a test? How close this toilet is to the stool door. Had a good laugh at how my feet poke out underneath. I would untie your shoelaces. My school added a new vending machine to the science buildings lobby. Better for them to eat junk food than have free water. Perfectly thought classroom. They gotta change that. Uncomfortable seat facing a wall on the stands of a ski jumping hill. In Poland. Why? I don't know. Style. I was scrolling TikTok and saw this. Why would they do that? Your house is falling. Your house is bending over. This bathroom in my neighbor's house. They tried to accommodate for blind people, but failed to see the problem with this design. Wait, oh my god, I never realized. That's for blind people. Escalator stairs combo. Why did they do this? My Venus flytrap is getting tired. Oh, fired. Fired and tired. Allergic to what now? Are you allergic to any of the following? Yes, I'm allergic to allergies. Every allergy in the book. I'm actually about to die. I found this gem. It's Captain America, but it's Mario. Ah, Skull. Those were the days. Have a good die. The job is to censor this guy's face, but not the reflection in the car. Commas. Use them. Unable to eat diarrhea. 8 slices. It sure looks like 7 to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, you got scammed. Or maybe they're a bit thicker? I don't know. Should really be weight. The tattoo regret is going to be strong with this one. Regret nothing. They shouldn't remove it to prove a point. No wonder I was struggling. Randomly ordered multi-screen display at my local KFC. I saw this sign by a church I was passing. God so loved that he cross? What? Close enough. Men, women, women, men. I think the men is the one on the right because the women's toilet looks a lot better looked after. You can just tell by the door. POV. Wearing his name in Morse code. Matthew. I don't know Morse, but I don't think this is right. At least the way I was finding this meme. Eating Jolly Rancher gummies when I find this guy in my fruits. Bro, what is that? The Allen wrench supplied to assemble my new office chair is completely round. 9 or 6? So does this mean 8-2? Clearance 714. I don't know. User interface is understandable. User interface in question. Brother, why did you buy that? To paint a road in a straight line. Good luck beating this level. Help Cyril find his rainbow lolly. It's above you, man. Will Amazon refund me if I actually do it? Is this what they should refund you if it's advertised as that, yeah. What country's flag is this? Thailand, North Korea? Not this one. Costa Rica, Netherlands? Not this one. Who do we call now? How is that even possible? Why are they called firemen? They're watermen. At an Airbnb. A drawer is not meant to be opened. They put a bed on top of the stairs. There's gotta be some sort of insurance fraud. But who's insuring that? This bathroom in my dad's new house. I'm 6'1". The room is so short, they had to cut holes in the ceiling over the toilet and sink so you can stand up. Don't come down the stairs. I'm pooping. Nice, now this is useless. The entrance of possible death. My grandpa's carpeted bathroom. It's Mars. This building's billboard lights point straight to my bedroom. Item I intend to give as a gift. Has price inside the plastic, so I can't cover without removing the plastic. I guess you just gotta remove the plastic then. New builds planted out with rubbish now pulled out and replaced with gravel. Lifeless. I love getting rid of plants, oxygen. We don't need it. One recently and expensive refurbished city center street in the Midlands with one big problem. Fully skateboard accessible. Summer house with views. Everyone can see you. Lovely. Looks very safe. What are you doing with that? This is a horrible design. Whoever came up with this should not be allowed to design homes. Press up to lower volume. In Hawa Fun. I don't know what that means, but it sounds fun. This speckled design on this food container had me scrubbing it for longer than I should have. If I bought something and it looked dirty, I would complain and I'd get my money back. Guilty of multiple offenses. Rest and enjoy the view. Who needs trees and all that green nonsense? Breaking news. Contract for Crooked House rebuild goes to Taylor Wimpey. Easy fix, but yeah, it doesn't look good. No room for a staircase. You ain't seen me, right? Seen who? Seen what? A very sad, massive demolition. This bike sign. Do not secure bikes to feces. Oh, yeah, I wasn't planning on doing that. I wonder if they're hiring. Notice, this is a work-free drug place. This company has a zero-tolerance policy regarding the use of drugs or alcohol on the job. Let's keep it this way. Food may contain human flesh. We're hiring, part-time and full-time. Line cooks who cook people. Someone can't write the alphabet correctly. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Oh wait, I'm doing it right. Have I read this book? I think I have. Who's winning the election? Trump or brother? Duke Dennis Alt? That's not how you do a poll. This locker number is upside down. 28, 82. Why did they do that? Is that a sticker or is that actually like bolted on? I can't tell. One of my markers came without the color. Pale green light. It's literally, yeah, just white. Just a picture of a printout of a picture of a sign. Please do not throw wipes, papers, or garbage to the WC. I guess someone forgot to add the question. Problem 1. The table shows the number of apples and the total weight of apples. Select all stories that the tape diagram can represent. Just bit into a Kit Kat with no wafer. Another meme with no wafer? What's going on? A Kit Kat? I haven't had a Kit Kat in a while. I used to love them as a kid. Very nostalgic to me. Somebody put a heavy pallet on top of raspberry. No! My favorite fruit. Which, believe it or not, are not very strong. Raspberries are strong. Looks like someone was under it. This is what happens when you put a penny in a microwave for 2 minutes. Don't try this. My kitchen is currently in flames and my dad is shouting. Turn your Friday into half a day with this one simple trick. On a budget, use post-it notes to replace your cheese. Cheese is just flavored post-it notes. Life pro tip. Write down your address on a key. If you ever lose it, people will know where to return it to. Wireless seatbelts were so stupid. DIY your own bookmark for just $1. Put 1 gallon of bleach and 1 gallon of dish soap in the washing machine. I disinfected the entire house in 10 minutes. Flattened pillow? Put it in the sun for 30 minutes. The sun will absorb moisture and plump up your pillow. Use this time to reflect on the poor decisions you've made. Save money by only buying the lenses and not the frames. Low budget reverse sensors. Did you know that a slice of red onion in your DVD drive is an all-natural way of protecting your computer against viruses? Tear a strip off of plastic cups to make a convenient handle. Life hack. Save time by crying about 2 things at the same time. Retread tires easily with a Sharpie. If you wave your keys in front of a giant house, people will think you own it. Keep cake moist by eating all of it in one sitting. This will make sure it never goes off. Use your cat to clean your floors and save on expensive store-bought cleaners. Oh yeah, because they clean themselves, don't they? Fill a piñata with goat intestines to teach kids about the brutal consequences of violence. Hey ladies, keep your hair long. Save on those expensive dresses. Be one with nature. If you do this, do you know what your biggest enemy will be? Me. Eggs are fantastic for a fitness diet. Don't like the taste? Add cocoa, butter, flour, and bake for 30 minutes. Feeling overwhelmed by your to-do list? Take your biggest task and break it down into smaller, more ignorable tasks. If you remove the weird balloon-looking thing from your car, you'll have enough space for beer storage. The final beer. This tiny tool can make any pair of headphones wireless. Plant your hot dog seeds now to guarantee a healthy bounty for your backyard barbecue. Get a whole extra glass of juice by slightly tilting the carton. Protein is a necessity. Know what has protein? Double bacon cheeseburgers. Know what doesn't have protein? Stupid apples. I will not do the dishes by any means necessary. Life hack. Die to get out of your student loan debt. Die to get out of any debt. Elevator too crowded? Just lift each other up to gain more space. Use laundry to add a pop of color to your interior. Download smaller viruses to your computer to help it build an immunity. When all the cups are dirty and you're too lazy to clean one, you're drinking out of a red bell pepper? Don't have a bookmark? Try using Chex Mix instead. If you're scuba diving, you should roll backwards off the boat, because if you roll forwards, you'll just go into the boat. But I'm scared of going back first. If things get real bad and you have to resort to cannibalism, remember, vegans first. They're the closest thing to grass-fed. Use a toilet seat to put your plate on while watching TV. Use this vest to protect your personal space on the subway. If you actually want to protect your own personal space, cough. Use a raw chicken breast to pick up crumbs and dust from hard to reach areas. I put my gum inside this pill bottle so people think I'm taking medication and don't ask for gum. That made me want to ask for more gum. Get pregnant. You'll find out who your real friends are. I promise you that. I feel like there are steps you can probably take before this one. Or you could be an adult and actually wear your seatbelt. No, man. I want to get a seatbelt shirt because I'm such an idiot. Plugs keep bending. Straighten the outlet with a fork. Don't do this. Having a bad day? Put on sunglasses. Now you're having a bad evening. Expert marriage tip. On your day off, bring your wife breakfast in bed. This lets her know it's time for her to make you breakfast. Take an item that is about to expire and place it into another container without an expiration date to make it last forever. Turn all those extra plastic bottle caps you have laying around into fancy orange holders. We've all been doing it wrong. Don't waste money on a can of air. Just wash your dusty motherboard with your dishes. And make sure to chew on the motherboard afterwards to make sure all the water's out of it. Want to turn your drink into diet? No problem. Just push this button. Don't buy new socks. Use permanent marker instead. Use these to make your car stop beeping. You know, being in a car is like one of the most dangerous things possible. Don't do this. This is so illegal. Secure your lunch with a padlock. Tired of ironing your shirts? Get fat and watch those creases vanish. You're right, I should have like 20 fat people just standing in a room. When my clothes are all ready to be ironed, I make them wear the shirt for like 20 minutes. Then I send them home. A kidney goes for $262,000, and a person can live a healthy life on one kidney. So my friends, poverty is a choice. Pro tip, in the event of a tornado or other such natural disasters, place wieners and or cheese slices in your pocket so the search dogs will find you first. Disappointed with your child? Attach balloons to them on their birthday so the stork can take them back. Use laptop chargers to heat snacks up. Is that bread? What is that? Oh, it's a sausage roll. Spray your headphones with some Johnson No More Tangles when they're tangled. The root of the problem is your brain, which sadly you can't spray that. A guide to putting your clocks back. Smartphone, leave it alone, it does its magic. Sundial, move one house to the left. Oven, you'll need a master's in electronic engineering or a hammer. Car radio, not worth it, wait 6 months. Give homeless people counterfeit money. They will go to prison and no longer be homeless. I don't want to get a full day of therapy on Monday. How do I get out of it? What should I do? Bomb threat, fire foam. Think that can get you out of any situation. Avoid wasting time caring for your teeth. Just spray paint them white. They'll look fantastic. If you have a stain on your shirt, outline the stain with a pen and give it a name. This will make it seem like you visited a random island. Yeah, you just gotta come up with a good name. Don't have a flashlight on your phone? Take a picture of the sun and use the photo to find your way in the dark. Yes, don't use the flashlight which is already actually on your phone, like on the home screen on every phone. Use your hood as a bowl for popcorn. This is quite cool, but I'd get very annoyed at hearing all day. Bike controller. If you want to bring gaming to real life, you can get a bike like this. A good way to find out if you're truly old is to fall in the street. If people laugh, you're still young. If they rush to help you, you're old. And if no one comes to help you, you're ugly. Dip your foods in hot oil to lubricate them before you eat. Makes digestion much smoother. This is how oil should work, you know? It should make it easier to eat. DIY air conditioning. Sign all of your blank checks now to save time writing future checks. Wipers are expensive, so we're using using oven mitts instead. It's also heat resistant. Life hack: if you drink nothing but seawater, your body water is now international waters, and you can't be charged with a crime. Sure, you'll die of dehydration, but you'll die free. Cutting a bagel has never been more easy. You have 10 fingers, that's 10 bagels. Plug a surge protector into itself for infinite power. Use old keyboard when you're short of hangers. Oh yes, it looks amazing. Just add water for a quick and easy pasta. Stop tears in the kitchen with this life hack. Use this hack when your car heater doesn't work. Heat not working in your car? Run a hose from the muffler to the cabin. Use the hot exhaust to keep you and your family warm this holiday season. Parenting pro tip: have your child squeeze out of a tube of toothpaste and have them try to put it back in to teach them you can't take back words. Then scream at them for wasting toothpaste to teach them about conservation. Oh, alligator of the sewer, what's your wisdom? Don't quit smoking because of someone. People leave you, but cancer stays with you until you die. Makeshift whisk. This is only acceptable if you've got a broken arm. Avoid parking tickets. What is this supposed to do? Wouldn't this make you more likely to get a parking ticket if you're parking somewhere you shouldn't be parking? Because the guy who's giving the tickets will be like, what the hell is wrong with this car? I nearly missed that. Sneak a chocolate into an American movie theater with this trick. Use a shopping cart as a shelf if you have no money for furnishing. Use duct tape and fork when there's no spoon in the office. Speed up your PC. Oh yes, because aerodynamics on a PC helps. When me and my guys were broke, we used to go to an expensive restaurant, eat the food, and then start fist fighting. So we know they will throw us out and forget about the bill in the midst of the chaos. If you see someone crying, ask if it's because of their haircut. Then they might start thinking about their haircut and maybe stop crying. Deer population is controlled by releasing wolves into an area. All problems should be solved that way. Too much pollution? Release wolves into factories. Just like Congress, wolves. Want to lose weight? That's right, wolves. Wolves that chase you. What's the best way to download a YouTube video? Screenshot each second and play it on a PowerPoint. Anxiety tip: next time you cringe over some embarrassing moment you had years ago, try to remember other people's embarrassing moments. You can't, can you? That's because you're the only embarrassing human to exist. Everyone else is always thinking about how cringy you are. If you don't remember her name in the morning, take her to Starbucks. Gym tip: work out smart, not hard. A lot of people at the gym go and lift the big weights, but actually, the small weights are lighter and much easier to lift. How to calm your angry girlfriend? Shh, you're acting just like my ex. Being vegan has been so easy. I literally just stare at the sun and I'm full. Thanks, photosynthesis. I would do this if we had the capabilities of doing so. If your car is ever being searched by police, use this opportunity to search theirs for goodies from previous searches. Feeling guilty about your kid watching too much TV? Just mute it and put the captions on. Boom, now they're reading. Tips to become a better conversationalist. Ask people questions that give them an opportunity to talk about themselves. What the hell is wrong with you? Follow me for more recipes. Ranch coffee? Life is short. If you have a crush on someone, walk right up to them and then a little past them and keep going because it's probably not worth it. The next time your wife gets angry, drape a towel over her shoulders like a cape and say, now you're super angry. Maybe she'll laugh, maybe you'll die. If you accidentally drop ice cubes on the floor, just gently kick them under the refrigerator. Soon, it'll just be water under the fridge. Life hack: avoid red lights by driving at 114,004,827 miles per hour. This velocity will blue shift them enough to appear green. Worm eats dirt, bird eats worm, man eats bird. Notice that at each level of the food chain, about 90% of the energy is lost in the form of heat. We just cut out the middlemen. Join me, eating dirt, to become a being of pure energy. That's not exactly how it works. You're a llama, you don't know anything. Broken spirit? Don't worry, just lick the puddle. The glass will cut your tongue, getting you drunk even faster. The new thing I'm trying when my brain is being a real a-hole is reminding it that I have it caged inside my skeleton and therefore it's a prisoner. How to make toast? Wrong, you don't use a toaster, you use a BMW grill. Why is this coming up when I search vegan protein powder, yet there's milk in it? Maybe be less vegan on this occasion? How to avoid being used? Be useless, so nobody can use you. As a man, you should never watch your woman struggle to pay bills. Dump her and find a new one with money. Avoid wasting time brushing your teeth by simply adding toothpaste to your food instead. That toothpaste is very, very white. Don't be a cold-necked idiot. Start growing your mullet today. Go to a walk-in freezer. Alligators are cold hot-blooded. Eventually, its metabolism will slow down to the point where you can escape. Use this opportunity to escape. Resist the urge to spoon with the slumbering reptile. Your body will warm it up and it will attack again. Cause the accident. Therefore, you're at the front of the traffic jam instead of the end. How the hell is traffic real? Just drive the car. No cup holder? No problem. To make sure your milk doesn't overboil, put a wooden spoon on top of the saucepan. Bathroom tip. Going for number 2, discreetly cover up your pop sounds by continually shrieking at the top of your lungs. Shark Week is actually the safest time to go to the beach because all the sharks are busy being on TV. Merry Christmas. Here's some ketchup, idiot. Money life hack. Go to the store and steal some stuff. Sell the stuff. Infinite profit. Today's work from home tip. Blowing on the wine in the mug will help convince your Zoom meeting that your tea is hot. Pro tip. If you're at the courthouse, always check behind the toilets for bribe money that hasn't been collected yet. DIY grill or horrifying monstrosity. Horrifying monstrosity for sure. It's cheap though, it's only £1. Those who know. Life hack. Tell your boss you need to get something from your car. Go home. You forgot number 3. Don't be afraid of success. I was down to my last $100 in my bank account, and did I use it to buy food? Pay rent? No! I invested it. I now have $63.47. If you really want to annoy someone when introducing them, make little finger quotation marks in the air when announcing their job title. I think most people would call you out on this and you would just look like a weirdo. Wouldn't work, I don't think. Y'all still slowing down when you pass an accident? Real winners speed up. What's the cop gonna do? Leave while a man is being rescued by the jaws of life just to give me a ticket for doing 107 in a 45? Grow up. Life hack. Tell your boss you have to get something from your car and then just go home. Life hack. Glue a tiny mirror over your picture on your driver's license so when you hand it to a cop, they get all confused and arrest themselves instead. Guys that have a hard time meeting girls, have you tried painting some wings on the side of a building and waiting for them to come to take pictures? If you're being chased by an animal, just lay on the ground for 5 seconds. The 5-second rule will prevent the animal from eating you. Me, can I drink alcohol on this medication? Well, 1 drink is going to feel like you've had 4. Oh, so I'm saving money. Coffee shop. People next to me are loud and rude. They just found the perfect name for their new business. I just bought the domain name. If someone tells you they're fighting depression, be sure to tell them to cheer up. Maybe they haven't thought of that yet. Life hack. Nose ring can also be a key ring. The cool thing about lying is that if someone says, hey, you lied, you can just lie again and say, no, I didn't. Problem solved. What's the comeback? That's a lie too. No, it isn't. Boom, I stay winning. Why am I the liar? You're the liar. Dear employer, thank you for your rejection. Unfortunately, due to the high volume of rejections I have received, I have been unable to accept yours. As a result, I must inform you that I will see you Monday. Good luck rejecting candidates in the future. With regards. On your first day at work, find the CEO and beat the hell out of him. You'll establish dominance and the other employees will respect you. Yeah, this isn't the jungle, man. Mix 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of vinegar, and 3 tablespoons of salt. Then apply it to open cuts and scrapes using a clean toothbrush as a safe and natural antibiotic. Make sure you never have to host another party. If you're hosting a dinner party and don't have a lot of cash, make alternative after dinner mints. Simply freeze a tube of toothpaste, then cut it open and slice the contents into wafer-thin pieces to produce your very own treats. They look cool and will also leave your guests with fresh breath. Reverse your window AC unit like so to save on a costly heating. It's also good for the environment because it cools the outside, reducing global warming. Release ants into your toaster to remove breadcrumbs that accumulate at the bottom which can pose a fire hazard. Testing for leaks. Smell gas at home? Locate the suspected leak by striking a match in every room in the house until a loud explosion reveals the source of the What? What the hell just happened? I've never had that before. I glitched. We're living in a simulation. Now I'm gonna get comments saying Baz is AI. I'm AI for that. VAI. Seems 100% safe. Brake lights on, off. All the kids love toilet paper Barbie. When my daughter wanted some bedding for her dollhouse, I simply used a sheet of pretty toilet paper. Don't get a broken heart by never opening up yourself to anyone and staying in your room 24/7. No, we are not accepting this energy going into 2026. On a lawnmower, fresh air. At first glance, I thought these were carrots. Stylish. Bottles can be shoes. Cool. Spilt coffee on your pants and don't want to look like a clumsy dork? Just soak your pants in a tub of coffee so they turn into a uniform color again. Save money with this simple life hack. Printed headlight. This is a fish fossil made into a headlight. Don't slash all of someone's tires just to get back at them. Slash 3 so insurance won't cover it. Flip inside out and hand wash cold water so you don't ruin it like everything else in your life. What's the most masculine purchase you've ever made? Pre-purchase my cremation, so my children don't have to struggle deciding on what to do when my mortality hits me like a truck on the wrong side of the road. What? Never step on spiders. You could be stepping on a female with eggs. They'll stick to your shoes and hatch all over the house. I don't know if this is true, but I still, don't kill spiders. Catch and release. When I'm at Chipotle, I always wait until after the employee puts the first scoop of chicken on my burrito to ask for double chicken, so the size of the first scoop isn't compromised by the knowledge I'm getting a second scoop. And now the employee has shown their hand in terms of their default scoop size, so they can't play games with my second scoop. I just realized he stole a hamburger bun to use as a pillow. Thank you for protecting Kat's identity, Google Maps. She has so many blankets. I'm shaking. She'll rob us of every blanket we own. Trying to eat in the presence of a kitty. Nom 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 nom. Eat, father. I've brought you a I hope this is AI. I think it is. No way. Imagine being a regular cat and seeing this. It's like seeing the Slender Man. No one. The humble corn dog. Planted a tiny wheatgrass yard on my balcony for my boys. Memory fur. We don't need memory foam, guys. I don't really see many white cats. My cat chewed an armrest for herself in a box. She looks proud of it too. Bro thinks this is enough to pay rent. That's actually his whole monthly salary, you monster. Oh, you have snacks? That changes everything. I will no longer be nasty to you. I bought my cat an Oscar the Grouch costume for Halloween. Did not expect it to be this hilarious. When your human forgets to buy you treats and your friend has to hold you back before you lose it. I got my cat a timed feeder to try to help him lose weight. He sleeps like this now. What a pig. The rescue said to take pictures that capture my foster kitten's personality to help her get adopted. I sent them these. How I force every cat to be mine. No, let go of me. I like being independent. Baby. Dress to impress. Never really see cats wearing clothes a lot, you know? Dogs, yeah. Cats, not really. I suspect that my cat is up to something. Should I worry? Doing activities with my cat to show I care about her hobbies. For 16 years, she knew not to get on the counter. Since turning 17, she's decided to start making up her own rules. The world's worst cat has discovered that he can wake up the big people by barging into the toddler's room at 6 a.m. and waking him up. Worst cat award would have to go to this guy, who smashed our TV because he didn't get a second breakfast. This photo I just got of my homophobic cat. He's like, oh hell no. My parents' cat inexplicably loves peaches, and it's the most delightful thing. They send regular picture updates to the family group chat of this cat just chilling with the peaches. It's the most important notification I get to my phone. Mum was worried someone would step on the cat, so she put cones around him. My husband is at work and wanted to talk to our cat. The cat left him on red. Who the hell are we supposed to be cautious of here? Cats falling out of the sky? The toughest part of astronaut training is the claw trimming. Does anyone else feel offended when this happens? When you touch a cat and it starts licking the spot you touched? Very. Imagine a giant monster following you around and picking you up and kissing you all the time. That's what my cat lives with every day. Why be thinner when you can have more dinner? Impact crater from the moon. He's not very good at hiding. Who isn't very good at hiding? Australia is so beautiful. Look at these kangaroos. This is how a stranger can get me in their van. Looked up on the shelf and saw my cat letting its beans breathe. My cat is broken. She started walking on the wall. First thing my cat does at the vet is jump into the trash. Be the trash you wish to see. Me trying to connect serotonin molecules to my neurotransmitters. I suppose you're wondering why I've gathered you all here today. My cat got out this morning after I tried to keep him in. It's been raining all morning. This is what I returned to on my lunch break, giving Prada a bath. Corporate needs you to find the differences between this and this picture. They're the same. When the paternity test isn't required. The twist is that's not eyeliner. That's just how she was born. She looks like she got her makeup done by a villain who charges $500 per stroke. You can't stop love. This is like humans falling in love with crisps, like a packet of crisps. Went to volunteer at the Humane Society, and the security bag check was pretty intense. The employee survey is 100% anonymous. My manager the next day. Buying cat toys is a scam. Look at this guy with an envelope. Pet me, father. With your eyes, you freak. No touchies. The thing they don't tell you about a blind cat is how much it's going to stare at you. I feel like this is how we appear in God's eyes. So if I'm reading this right, there must be a new box in the house. North London resident called police on 999 after being followed down the road by a cat. The humble apostrophe. I think it's suspicious of you. Cat's exhausted after a long day of you at work. Please respect my personal space. And I say this as I'm about to sit on your face when you're sleeping or trying to sleep. Bro is captivated by the wonders of mankind. There's something in those trees toys, and I think they meow. I have to lock Wanton and Milo out of my bedroom at night. Behold the offerings of toys they brought to my door through the night in an attempt to pay an admission. Let them in. That would work on me. My neighbor's cat regularly comes over to disapprove of us. He likes to hold paws. Lieutenant Dan, you got new legs. When you switch jobs thinking it will fix everything, but then realize the real problem is having to work. How I sleep after not doing anything for the whole day. Cat parents be like, OMG, so cute. Trade offer. I receive unconditional love, treats, chin scratches, attention. You receive, I look like this, so my cat can look like this. I deliver for Amazon. This came up halfway through my route. A little drastic, I'd say. Please don't leave heavy objects in front of the front door. It opens outward. You will trap me inside and my cat will eat my corpse when I'm dead. If I die and my cat eats my body, you know, it's not a bad way for my body to be used after I've died. I would adopt and let them ruin my life. Felony and misdemeanor. 3 weeks versus 52 weeks. I wonder how living as two cats feels like. Can you imagine you're a little guy and there's always another little guy with you and sometimes you beat the hell out of each other? Gentle parenting does not work on orange cats. Everyone, meet Snack. Today we are going to demonstrate the quickest way to make your mum throw away 4 pounds of Himalayan sea salt while she's baking. Guys, I think my cat might be spoiled. Why is it not allowed out though? Will it just get lost, run away? Tinkerbell's allowed out, but she's such a lazy cat. She does not care about doing anything like this. She's never got lost. She's never not came home. Muffy finishes her interior design class and surprises Mum after her long day at work. I can't get over this photo. Why is he doing that? This breed of cat looks elfish, you know? Everyone needs to understand what an absolute treasure Silent is. A gentle, mangy looking, big-hearted street cat that just wants a place to rest his wary heart. Love this special 8-year-old. Hey, I know you're sleeping, but my bowl is half empty. Photo of the final exam for police service dogs, where the dogs must remain calm in front of the cat, taken in 1987. When people ask me what it's like having a cat, what the hell did you do to it? I'm not eating that. The cat that comes to visit us in the office makes interesting grimaces. I've been browsing through too much speculative evolution memes, but what if domestic cats could sail like gliders? Every day you get home and you're greeted by WAP. Dream big, fart loud. You look like you're about to follow through. Chill. Some people, they have a kid. Me, I have a cat. How it feels sharing the bed with my cat. How hollow points work. They have a cat inside them. Lamp, $25. Not sure if it just needs a new bulb or repair. Almost new, selling as it is. 1 in every 3 cats are a victim of non-consensual smothering. What pets think about quarantine? Dogs. He loves me so much. He quit his job to be with me. Cats. I knew that idiot would get fired one day. When you try to be funny, but she's still mad at you. I don't know why my cat thought I was going to help. I'm scared too. Like Alex so scared, but it's not doing anything. Hey cat. Meow. You know what's the best thing about you? I can talk to you about anything, and I know you won't judge me. Thank you. My human is weird, dude. They all are. My DoorDasher uploaded this picture as proof of delivery. Wow, that cat has been eating too much food. Way too much food, man. You shouldn't eat a balloon? How are you that big? That's like one of the fattest cats I've seen. And a DoorDash, you don't need to be eating anymore. Twins, boy and girl. That's so cute. Perfect twins. And they have opposite leg prints. What the hell? They abandoned you, and I collected you like a treasure. Buoyancy successfully opened the bedroom door this morning. I will never again know peace. Worst side effect of having hands. I wake up to this sinister smile every morning. Feel like it's rubbing its hands together. Came home drunk last night and got way too excited to see my cat. Messed up evil creature experiences remorse. Same cat. Locked in versus Goofy. Because in this house, there is only one star. How to cut an old t-shirt to make a jacket for critters recovering with stitches to keep them from chewing and scratching them. Why he queasy? The cheese. This would be the album cover of all time. No context, cats. Anime versus real life or cartoon, I don't know. Same thing, I guess. Whoever made this adorable black cat plush, you are going to heaven so fast. God has a special throne for you. They're snorting up cats. Someone stop them. You can't take all the cats. This cat is thinking about fish. I've tried giving Tinkerbell fish before, like salmon, tuna. She actually doesn't want it. It's crazy. Some people never adopt a black cat because they think black cats bring bad luck. The only bad luck is missing out on the blessing of having a black cat. Black cats are the best. Good morning. Resigning letter is being sent. Best regards. My husband sent this picture and said, "Can I bring it home?" Yes, is the answer. Give this cat a name other than Striped. Stripey? Zebra? Catbra. And when Alexander saw the breadth of his domain, he wept, for there was no more worlds to conquer. Shut up and be quiet. They'll think the dog did it. Someone explaining the rules to a board game for the 3rd time. Still me. Mrs. Smith was starting to have her doubts about the Bengal kittens the pet shop had sold her. My cat went missing, so I posted an ad on Facebook. 5 minutes later, he comes home. 30 minutes later, my neighbor drops off what he thought was my cat. Now, I have 2 identical cats. When you lie on your resume and still get the job. 22 years and counting. I sometimes forget how old cats can get. A 22-year-old dog, you've got to be so lucky. Cats too, but it just seems more common. Getting my breakfast at 4 a.m. is more important than your lazy sleep, you a-hole. Is your human a rescue too? Yep, she is a bit broken. I'm working on it. There's nothing a cat's love can't fix. Guess who taught himself how to open the rice cooker and woke me up by screaming in between mouthfuls of hot rice? My black kitty has stripes, only visible in the sunlight. Looks like a panther. If I close my eyes, no one will see me. My cat clearly understood the assignment. I can't stop laughing. They've got a lot of legs. When you want a golden retriever, but are only allowed to get a cat. This is what peace looks like. Small, soft, and sleepy. Good morning, sweet cat. What are our plans for today? First on the to-do list. Appreciate this exquisite corner. When you see your cat acting up from across the room. My friend's sink goblin. When you're overwhelmed with office work, but you just don't feel like doing it. My trust in people, 40%. My trust in cats, 100%. Trade offer. I receive belly rubs. You receive a lot of scratches. The nail set I wanted to get this time was my baby colors palette. Wait, this is the cutest thing I've seen. Someone. Let's talk and get to know each other. Where should we start? Cats. Cat ownership in a nutshell. You're trying to do something, but your cat doesn't want you to. Or just wants to play. My goal in life is to convince every cat I'm their friend. If fairies aren't real, why do I own one? Fascinating. Please, tell me more. I wonder who the culprit is. Me. I'm going to be so productive today. Also me. The secret of staying young is to lie about your age. He's part of the decorations. Burrito season has arrived. Took my kid grocery shopping to get some snacks. He looks like he was well behaved. Cat sleeping positions. What's your favorite position? I love when they sleep belly up or curled up. Just snuggle them. No way. You had 9 babies? Congratulations. Water? Clear plain water? Where's my goldfish garnish? Quick, call the Vatican. The cat's walking on water. Hydration station. Reminder to drink water. Back home after a morning. Does this look like AI? I'm pretty sure this is AI. Yeah, those paw prints don't look real. Can't see the haters because my eyes aren't open. I took his legs. Give it back to him. How is he gonna walk? Hey, I can't come in today. Why? I'm having chest problems. Okay, get better soon. Thanks. It's the cat's birthday. I was up until 3 a.m. trying to get my cat off the roof. We finally got him down, and this is what I woke up to. I woke up like this. Nailed it. He's a master of disguise. If you look into my resume, you'll notice I have caught the red dot when I ask someone to wake me up early, and they actually do. Waking up between 2 and 4 a.m. means a higher power wanted to talk to you. Food me. Oh damn, eyes are brighter than the sky. What the? Blue as hell. These almond cookies are very aggressive. Proof that no one cheated. They don't need a paternity test. Do you like our new table? Cute little cat who has been playing in the snow. I was drinking beer while watching the sunset over the ocean, when randomly, a cat came up and sat on my lap. That's your cat now. Dude wants to be a squirrel so bad. Yeah, I'm into fitness. Fitness hold pizza around my mouth. I too close. I'm making you uncomfortable. Yes, very. My sister and my mum had a fight, and she sent this from her bedroom to our group chat. The kitten regretted running away from home, but now she's afraid to go back and not be welcomed anymore. The kitten never needs to be afraid, sweetheart. She's always welcome forever. Ray just turned 26, and he's celebrating in his traditional way. Sleeping, having a damp chin, and being mildly cranky. Cutest eldritch god in the universe. How to tell if your cat is in pain? I don't even know if this is true or not, but does this mean they're all in pain or not? I thought the cat on the right is just like trying to sleep, or he looks chill. He looks kind of sedated though. Cat on the left looks scared. Cat in the middle? Okay, that cat looks sad. It's waterproof. It keeps them warm. It can't be damaged easily by bad people. It's a study that every animal can figure out easily. One to every neighborhood. Let's make it happen this winter. This cat's house. Am I beautiful? Yes or no? How could I say no? You know, I'm not mean to cats. I'm not mean to any animal. Nope. You're beautiful. You're the best cat in the world, even if you have been in the trash. This cat has a sword down its spine. Should I do sword memes again? I did do sword memes ages ago, and that video was recorded, a while back. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's May feline. I don't get it. You're just gonna stop watching this video or click on another video or get off YouTube without saying hello to this polite cat? How dare you? Just pronounce it as it's written. Italian and Spanish, English and French. No, English is literally written the way it's pronounced besides a few words. English insults, Spanish. Saying anything in Russian. Casually ordering food in German. Why is baked pronounced baked, but naked isn't pronounced naked? Because, as someone said, English is not a language. It's 3 languages wearing a trench coat, pretending to be one. Pretty bold of you to say that, since you got named after the sound a plunger makes. We need over 6,500 languages, so people can communicate with each other. French pigs be like, oink. Japanese pigs be like, oinku. American pigs be like, stop resisting. Why I use subtitles? Because I can't understand the language. Because there are too many accents and slang. Because I'm going to eat chips. You mean crisps? Who the hell decided rendezvous would be pronounced like that? Poor monolinguals. They can't seem to understand that other languages beside English exist. What did you just call me? I called you Mongolian. What language do they speak at the center of the earth? Korean. The center of the earth is around 5,430 degrees Celsius. Nobody is going to live there, so they don't need a language. Korean. Women in Japanese. Noisy in Japanese. My parents arguing about divorce. Me coming to tell them I set my phone's language to Japanese and I can't change it back. Word of the day is latibulate, to hide in a corner in an attempt to escape reality. Okay, well, we're bringing that back, obviously. English language be like, no, stop, dude, literally, like, seriously, frick. That's a sentence right there. Forwards and backwards. You can rearrange them in any order and it will still be a sentence. Shakespeare. Learning English as a second language. Forgetting my native language. How to speak Italian? Just learn the Romance language. How to speak Romanian? Drink 10 bottles of beer and try to speak Italian with a Russian accent to my blind followers. How are they supposed to read this? It's sign language. Are you dumb? Find the difference. English and Spanish. Do, did, done, doing. I'm sorry and I apologize mean the same thing, except when you're at a funeral. English is such a weird language. I apologize for your loss. Some jerks decided to build this and now I have to learn 3 languages. I'm going to watch this movie with subtitles. The subtitles: speaking Penguinese. Nicknames: when you shorten someone's name affectionately. Nicholas names: when you elongate someone's name affectionately. Nichard names: when you incorrectly elongate someone's name for humorous effect. French words exist. Some letters in the pronunciations. English literature: I will die for honor. French: I will die for love. American: I will die for freedom. Russian: I will die. Most common languages spoken by trees. They're all speaking Vietnamese. A biologist believes that trees speak a language we can learn. Please stop. Dutch is barely a respectable language as it is. Whoopsie whoopsie, the train is stucky wucky. Grotesque is the most venomous word in the English language. Because not only are you gross, but you're so gross I had to get a little French to let you know. Noel is a weird name, mostly because there's 2 of them right towards the end. Diamonds are formed under pressure, and bread dough rises when you let it rest. We are all our own thing. What's motivating to you may be crippling to others. There's an old saying, I think it's Russian. The same boiling water that softens the potato will harden the egg. What are the most profound jokes ever? An MIT linguist professor was lecturing his class the other day. In English, he said, a double negative forms a positive. However, in some languages such as Russian, a double negative remains a negative. But there isn't a single language, not one, in which a double positive can express a negative. A voice from the back of the room piped up. Yeah, right. British people, when they come home and they don't have to do the accent anymore. Germanic languages. Kann ich Ihnen ein Rat geben? I don't understand you. Slavic languages, I think they understand each other. Y'all ain't ready for this. You all y'all are not, ain't, yain't. All languages travel at the speed of sound, except sign language that travels at the speed of light. I just learned that the word ferret is derived from the Latin word ferretus, meaning little thief, and that a group of ferrets is called a business. I am pleased with this new knowledge. I'm enriched by this knowledge. Thank you. Wants to read, doesn't read. Wants to draw, doesn't draw. Wants to study a language, doesn't. Wants to watch new movies, doesn't. Wants to do stuff I like and it doesn't. This is called depression. Yesterday I learned there's a phrase in German meaning I'm feeling visited enough that you can say when you want company to go, and this is brilliant. Guy and man have different connotations with adjectival nouns. Like tree guy, a poorest but tree man, he lives in a tree or maybe he is a tree. I know a guy. I have a useful contact. I know a man. I'm about to tell a story. How did they learn to translate languages languages onto other languages, how do they know which words meant what? English person points at an apple. Apple. French person, non c'est un pomme. When you feel sad, just remember that the English language has a dedicated verb for sending people links to a Rick Astley music video. English is weird. Horror, horrible, horrific. Terror, terrible, terrific. I never said she stole my money. The sentence has 7 different meanings depending on the stressed word. The English language, everyone. This hit me like a brick. And people wonder why authors use italics and bold so readers understand what the hell is going on. I only found like 2. I never said she stole my money. 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 Wait, money? My money. I don't know about the last one. That's kind of hard. Bilingual culture is that you can understand a phrase immediately, but when someone asks you to translate it, your brain just stops working and you just die. Tony can be spelled as Tony. I hate the English language. This traveler t-shirt with 40 icons lets you communicate in any country, even if you don't speak its language. That can come in handy. A person from Iceland is Icelandic. So a person from Thailand is Thailandic. No, a person from Thailand is Thai. So a person from England is Eng. No, a person from England is English. So a person from Switzerland is Switzerlish. No, a person from Switzerland is Swiss. Screw you and your language. Roofs look unbelievably stupid typed out. Why can't we just say roofs? Clown language with clown plurals. If the plural of roof were roofs, the singular of grooves would have to be groof. Is that what you want? Point taken. I'll do anything to avoid groof.
No, in an American accent.
No, in an English accent.
No, in an Australian.
The first Polish language dictionary includes definitions such as horses. Everyone knows what a horse is. Archaeologists 20,000 years after horses go extinct. I don't. It's one of the most accurate things in studying history. When a native speaker of your target language complements your accent. UK versus US language. Chips, fries, aeroplane, airplane, underground, subway. And I can't read the last one. That is insane. The best way to learn a language is to speak to the natives. People learning Python. You speak Arabic. No, we have our own language with a long story. Please read more books. Would be great if we spoke Latin. Yes. Fine is a weird word. If you go out for fine dining, that's the nicest kind of restaurant. But if they ask you how the food was and you say fine, that means it was just okay. Then you go out to see you parked illegally and you have to pay a fine, which is bad. I speak 5 languages. English, beer, Dutch, beer, German, beer, French, beer, Italian, beer. Midwesterners be like, no, yeah, equals yes. Yeah, no, equals no. Yeah, no, for sure, equals definitely. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm sorry, but unfortunately the answer is yes. No, yeah, no. Oh no, you've got nothing to worry about. Why do people think bisexuality is confusing? It's not. You know what is confusing? Biannual. Does it mean every 2 years or twice a year? No one knows. Biannual means twice a year. Biennial means every other year. Reblog to save a life. Why does everyone say housewife or house husband when house spouse is not only gender neutral, but also rhymes? Wait, spouse rhymes with house? I always pronounced it spoos in my head. Why is your language so weird? Because English beats up other languages in dark alleys, then rifles through their pockets for loose grammar and spare vocabulary. What's that Christmas song that'll be like, the least knobby dot? It's Spanish. You say, it's Feliz Navidad. You know how in Greek myths, people who die tragically sometimes get placed among the stars by the gods? Call that it's okay, take your time, constellation prize. It's a good thing we named most of the dinosaurs like 100 years ago when we were all into mythology and speaking Latin. If they just learned about dinosaurs now and had to name 100, there would be a hecking Chonkosaurus and a northern thick scaly boy. Language. Let's be clear and simple. French. None. We whisper half the word and moan the rest. Russian cursive is the most mind-blowing thing I've seen. Spanish. Table is feminine. German. Table is masculine. English. Table is table. 2 students, James and John, were given a grammar test by their teacher. The question was, is it better to use had or had in this example sentence? The teacher collected the tests and looked over their answers. James, well, John had. Holy brain hurt. If everyone had to speak one language and it wasn't English, which language should it be and why? C++. Imagine guys having an argument in C++. So in India, eating carpet strictly prohibited. One can't decide whether to join the Bard's College or the Thieves Guild. One will just have to weigh the pros and the cons. Loads crossbow. I promised my girlfriend that I would learn her language. Where's she from? Finland. What do you get when you mix alcohol and literature? Tequila Mockingbird. F. Scotch Fitzgerald. Teacher. There are no stupid questions, only silly intentions. Me. Why do Brits speak English, an American language, rather than speaking some European language? My English not good. This video is fricking. Birth control pills, anti-baby Uri Pillen. Koreans, when their highly complex 600-year-old writing system gets called the Squid Game language. Sorry, I don't speak sushi. French. Singular. Le, la, plural. Les. Italian. Il, lo, la, plural. I, gil, le. German. De, die, das, die, den, die, das, die, dem, die, la, la, la. English. The. Dude is gender neutral. Do you frick dudes? I told my Spanish teacher that my goal was to learn what buena suerte meant. She replied, good luck. I said thanks, but I don't believe in luck. Once you read a dictionary, every other book is just a remix. Until we meet again. Fact. In Germany, you call cats Stubentiger, which means living room tiger. Finally, worthy lessons. Yes, I want to speak enchantment table. Where are you from? I'm from Brazil. Brazil doesn't speak English. Yeah, but you know humans can learn more than one language? Ikea, what are you doing? It says the same text but in Arabic. Should have learned Spanish. English, French. Being difficult to spell. Looks like you spelled them correctly here. The letters B and D in the name Abdullah. No language should be mocked other than French. Birds is Wisiks in French. No letter is pronounced the way it should. And then there are 7 of them. It's pronounced Wezo, and yes, I will die mad about it. Don't say restaurant, which is from French. The native English word is sneeding house. My Chinese friend is just learning English. Love you too. Good night. Good night, rest in peace. Please don't say that to anyone. Okay. I learned there is a difference between further and farther, and no one knows or cares. But now I always notice if they're using it right or wrong according to these antiquated usage rules. Further is for metaphorical distance. Farther is for physical distance. Farther is for emotional distance. The rest of the world asking. Spanish-speaking people asking, do you speak Italian? Yes. Say something, Peter. How I feel when someone asks if I speak Spanish, and I reply with poquito. The coolest part about being in Amsterdam is the language is so close to English, but just feels incomprehensible enough that it feels like you're having a stroke the entire time. Romans, when you speak literal gibberish that sounds vaguely Italian. Parisians, when you speak French with the slightest foreign accent. 8-year-old me. Cusses, who taught you that language? You, parents. I came across a post which said, change the language setting to Dutch for fun. And I did it. It's been an hour and I'm enjoying it. French cheese, Dutch cheese. The disease Americans call cheese. Sorry for bad English. Sorry for my poor language. Pardon me for my poor choice of words. If I make a mistake in English, please don't correct me. I have no respect for this language. Why do they have fake languages on Duolingo? 23. Most languages. 3 and 20. Languages that don't have a word for the day before yesterday. Any languages that do have a word for the day before yesterday. How do you say island in your language? Island. Incel. Isla. Oh, Sweden. Adopted child is called Yoshi in Japanese. English inside my head. English when I talk, English speakers, Spanish speakers, not understanding whatever Shakira is saying in her songs. Longest word in the English language. Average name of a chemical compound. Cursing in English. Cursing in your native language. Europeans knowing more than 3 languages. Asians knowing 3 or more. Americans knowing that one of those languages is usually English. I accidentally hit the language button on my remote last night and watched Family Guy in Spanish for 10 minutes, thinking it was a weird joke. Did you learn a new language? Sí, what did it cost? Mi familia. The letter J to Spanish language. Am I a hook to you? No, Spanish is the 2nd most popular language and easy to understand. English. Your language is confusing. I know. The most popular language on Duolingo. Sweden. Goals are beyond your understanding. If you can't think of a word, say, I forgot the English word for it. That way, people will think you're bilingual instead of an idiot. Why Dutch shouldn't be translated to English. A few Dutch sayings in English. It rains steel pipes. I fell with the door in the house. There is nothing on the hand. I shall let them smell a poppy. I like this. Will we find intelligent life? Could it be right here on Earth? Oh, tell me this. If you live in the United States, why in the world would you speak a European language such as English? 2 different countries, thousands of miles apart, on different continents. The search continues. Fun fact, the reason that the plural of goose is geese, but the plural of moose is not meese, is because goose derives from an ancient Germanic word undergoing strong declension. In the pattern of foot, feet, and tooth, teeth, wherein oo is mutated to e. However, moose is a Native American word added to the English lexicon only 400 years ago, and lacks the etymological reason to be pluralized in that way. Oh baby, I'm talking dirty to me. Quite, an adverbial modifier that shades the meaning of a statement. Americans use quite to amplify their enthusiasm for an adjective, in the way they would really, very, totally be contrast if a Brit volunteers that a visitor is quite attractive. They're only saying fairly or sort of attractive. This ambiguous intensifier bestows a damning with faint praise effect on any word with which it is tuned. I never knew that was what Americans meant when they said quiet. Why didn't anyone tell me? Hate message, angry response, very triggered response with no facts to back it up, unintelligible nonsense about your female parent and doing the intercourse in no way related to the events that transpired in the game. Thinking about how there are people who literally actually speak Dutch every day. And it's not, okay, why is this video? Why have I downloaded so many memes against the Dutch? I'm so sorry, it should be the French. How the Dutch people have the deed? Seriously. Spank me daddy is give me en clap papa. You can't be serious. In Norwegian, you don't refer to your romantic partner as boyfriend or girlfriend. You say kjæreste, which is gender neutral and literally translates to the dearest. In Swedish, you refer to your boyfriend/girlfriend by saying älskling, which translates into my beloved one. And in Finnish, we say malkvisti, which means one I don't hate as much as the other. Squints at Finland. I love those maps of regional linguistic differences. They're like, okay, so 49.9% of the country calls them lighting bugs. 49.9% calls them fireflies. And if you zoom in right here, this little town of 200 people randomly calls them glitterbats. One of my students has used the word frictangular in an informal essay to describe a situation that was complicated and messy in multiple unpleasant and difficult ways. I'm in the presence of greatness. I am stealing this word. House for rent. 5 minutes from the beach. 8 seconds if you trip. Today I learned 1 gallon, about 4 liters of gasoline, contains about 31 million calories. Human daily caloric requirement is 1,500 to 2,500 depending on the person. 1 gallon of gasoline contains enough calories to satisfy that requirement for 12,400 to 20,600 days, or about 34 to 56 years. Therefore, if I chug a gallon of gasoline, I won't need to eat for the rest of my life. Strictly speaking, you're actually correct. 20,000 bees chase car for 2 days after queen bee gets trapped in boot. I'm sorry to ask, but who counted the bees? Guy orders custom size 14.5 slipper. Company sends size 1,450 instead. That's the opposite of a problem. A new bed. Guy at the factory. Are you sure this isn't a mistake? Other workers. Why would it be a mistake? If you tried to live on iceberg lettuce alone, you would have to eat 34 heads of lettuce daily, and you would spend $17,500 annually before dying of multiple nutrient deficiencies. Why was this calculated? If Godzilla was real, he would produce 151 million gallons of urine a day. Do you know how massive this bed has to be to make Shaq look normal? That bed is the size of most rooms. 99% chance of getting 1 million. 1% chance of becoming a girl.
Ding, 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 ding.
Fun probability fact. If you press the button 100 times, there's roughly a 1 chance you become a girl. Fun gender fact. If you press the button 100 times, you are almost certainly a girl to begin with. An Australian man typed every number from 1 to 1 million in words, not numbers, on his typewriter. It took him 16 years. 2 collided bullets from the Battle of Gallipoli, 1915 to 16. What are the odds? This is the equivalent to winning the lottery 3 days in a row. Lifehack. Avoid red lights by driving at 114 million miles per hour. This velocity will blue shift them enough to appear green. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend attempting. It costs $0 to retweet. Actually, an average retweet costs 2 kilobytes. I buy 100 gigabytes at 46.70. Hence, I need about 0.00001128208 to retweet your tweet. My 3-month son is now twice as big as he was when he was born. He's on track to weigh 7.5 trillion pounds by age 10. If you were to produce a sound louder than 1,100 decibels, you would create a black hole and destroy the galaxy. Would you rather have $30 million or 30 million loyal friends? I would choose 30 million loyal friends. Ask everyone for $5, which a loyal friend won't deny. Then I already have one. You know what I would do? I wouldn't do any of this. I would create an army and overthrow the world. The population of Scotland is around 5.25 million, and there are 600 million cats in the world. So if every cat decided to invade Scotland, each Scot would have to fight off around 114 cats. I really don't think they could pull it off. Elon Musk is now worth 200 billion. You want to know how he did it? He skipped 34 billion lattes. It's that easy. People need to learn to work hard, pull up their boots bootstraps and find parents that own an emerald mine, a national treasure. Over 500k farts busted in this seat. The total area of solar panels it would take to power the world, Europe, and Germany. I have a new favorite bat crazy idea. What 1900s people thought life would be like in the year 2000. Balloon-supported lake walking. How much money would someone be up if they bet LeBron over 10 points every game since 2007 and just kept putting the whole money back in each time?
Wow, that is a lot of money they'd be making.
Fun fact, each tree makes about 15,000 pieces of paper, and she uses a piece of paper in about 15 seconds. Meaning, since this has been going on, she has used 147.6 trees doing her homework and counting. Minimum wage would need to be $66 today to match the home buying power of boomers getting minimum wage in the 1970s. An average person eats 3 spiders a year, factoid, is actually just a statistical error. The average person eats 0 spiders per year. Spiders Gorge, who lives in a cave and eats over 10,000 each day, is an outlier and should not have been counted. Okay, there must be more than just one Spiders Gorge, whoever this person is. According to this Reddit comment, they would need to eat 23.4 billion spiders in a single year. I am developing a new sport called Huge Baseball. Kind of crazy that you just need to put 24 words in the right order, and a decentralized network allows you access to $111 billion in Bitcoin. We don't spend enough time focused on this opportunity. Well, the only thing that would be able to do this is a quantum computer. Mysterious hole found in Bison's skull, supposedly from 40,000 years ago. In the right hands, a sling can hit with the force of a 99mm bullet. I killed a spider and now I feel bad. Give birth to a spider to make up for it. Why did you say that? Okay, so it takes 9 months to make a baby human. That's about 3 kilograms. A baby spider, by contrast, weighs about 1 mg, roughly 30 million times lighter. So you could give birth to a healthy baby spider in about 8 seconds. Like, it's not a big inconvenience. 1600 calories versus 1600. Great, now do a price comparison. Walking home one night, Mugger comes out of nowhere.
Give me your wallet!
Unload my 5.7 on him. Realize that I used 20 rounds of 5.7 28mm ammo. It would have been cheaper just to hand over my wallet. If you blended all 7.8 billion people on Earth into a fine goo, you would end up with a sphere of human goo just under 1 kilometer wide. How many birthdays are there? 365 or 7 billion? 7 billion. If this sucker were made of entirely uranium, it would supply the average American's energy demand for 84 years. After 84 years, the only waste would be the size of this sucker. It would eliminate 624 tons of greenhouse gases from equivalent coal generation. Doctor: Sir, the surgery has a 50% survival rate, but don't worry, my last 20 patients have all survived. Normal people, mathematician, scientist, teach me something interesting using one comment. If the world competed one-on-one with each other, the winner would only have to win 33 times. Jeff Bezos announces Amazon is donating $690,000 to help the country recover from the devastating bushfires. Lol, Metallica gave $750,000. And in a percentage relative to their net worth, Metallica is giving 0.09 and Bezos 0.0006. Seriously, let's say you have a badass job, a great job. You make $100 an hour. You work 10 hours a week, 1K a day, 5 days a week, 5K a week, every week, 20K a month. That's $240,000 every year. It would take you 4,100 years to make $1 billion. God damn it. In 1987, Steve Rothstein bought a lifetime American Airlines ticket for $250,000. He was flying to other countries just to eat lunch. It ended up costing the company $21 million. Bet I can guess how tall you are. Try me. 5'11" and a half, but who's counting? How do you know? The standard brick is 65 millimeters tall, plus the average mortar layer is 10 millimeters. You're 24 bricks tall. Fun statistics for adults. When I was a kid, I had no help with college tuition. I was hardworking and paid it all by myself. In 1970, the average tuition was $2K. Now, it's $45K. Well, this is in 2014. More now. The minimum wage, $1.45. 2014, $7.25. Daily hours at minimum wage needed to pay for tuition in 1970, 4.8. Now, 17.3. PS4 has no game. Wrong. There are 119 games in that stack. The height of a standard PS4 game case is 14 millimeters. Using basic math, we can determine the man in this photo is 5'4". Preventing the next pandemic will cost $22 trillion a year, scientists say, or 3% of the 2020 military budget. Good news, we have obtained the clearest ever image of a black hole. Bad news, the sun is gone. You eat 15,000 calories in a day, you get $1 billion. How do you get it done? I guess I can cut back a little if it means being a billionaire. The first Batman film was in 1960. The first reboot was in 1989. The second reboot in 2005. The third, 2016. Fourth, 2022. Which, given sufficient extrapolation, suggests that by 2050 or so, there will be a new Batman reboot every 15 microseconds. 20-year-old lottery winner turns down $1 million cash for $1,000 a week for life. This is my kind of complaint. I paid $110 for priority, and it took 8 days to get my parcel from downtown San Francisco to the ordinary box turtle cruises to the San Francisco airport, a distance of 14 miles. A turtle could have done that in 4 days. Seriously, I looked it up. An ordinary box turtle cruises 0.17 miles per hour. It could make it from the Rincon Center post office to the cargo terminal of SFO in 87 hours. The United States Postal Service took 179 hours to make the same trip. And I had to wait in line at the post office. There is no line at the turtle store. I could have popped in, bought a turtle, strapped the parcel to its shell, and it would have gotten there in less than half the time. Can I get a refund here? A partial refund? A complimentary box of turtle food? Anything. I love the research that went into this. There are about 15.7 million subscribed to this subreddit. Divided by 365 is 43,013. To about 43,000 people, happy birthday. Doesn't get any more valuable than this. One of the few cars worth more than its weight. The $70 million Ferrari GTO is $290.51 per ounce. It's more expensive than gold. Scientists have successfully built logic gates by using a swarm of soldier crabs. It takes about 80 to operate a logic gate. There are 8 logic gates in a byte, so 640,000 crabs can be used to store a single tweet. You can run Doom on 16 billion crabs. Budweiser just spent $5 million on a commercial to brag about donating 100k worth of water. The odds of losing money in the stock market over any 20-year period is historically 0.01%, and yet we still perceive investing as risky. What I thought it would look like in the Eurotunnel when I was 8. An Australian guy named Bill Morgan was declared dead for 14 minutes. He somehow survived. To celebrate his survival, he bought a scratch card and won a $27,000 car. The media/news asked him to reenact the scratch card moment, so he bought another card and won a $250,000 jackpot. A recent study found that the average golfer walks about 900 miles per year. Another study found golfers drink, on average, 22 gallons of alcohol a year, which means, on average, golfers get about 41 miles to the gallon. Kind of makes you proud. $10,000 is a lot of money, right? If you made 10k every day since 1776, you still wouldn't have $1 billion today. Stop defending robber barons. When someone submits a resume today, they have the abysmally low 0.4% chance of actually getting the job. How it feels to apply for a job now. In 1986, Cleveland released 1.5 million balloons to break a world record. Then the sky turned against them, raining chaos, tragedy, and lawsuits. Devil's Tower, Wyoming, a weathered 867-foot geological formation, or ancient giant tree stump, which was slashed with a giant axe held by a giant man. If the sun was scaled down to the size of a white blood cell, the Milky Way would be the size of the continental United States. Now I like this for scale. This is cool. $10 million right now in your hand, but there's a catch. Oh, it's the snail. The snail is catching you, whatever. Are you taking the money? The internet tells me that common snails travel at up to 1 meter per hour. There are 8,760 hours in a year. Assuming the snail never stopped and a human lifespan of 100 years, the snail could travel 8.7 million meters before I die of old age anyway. Half of the equatorial circumference of the Earth is approximately 20 million meters. Take the money, fly to the other side of the planet, perhaps be careful of snails on a plane. How fast would the cubal have been going to do this? Adult deer are as tall as a bicycle. They weigh as much as 800 hamburgers. Thousands of kilograms of sweet potatoes and carrots have been dropped from the air to help feed animals impacted by the bushfires in Australia. Imagine surviving a wildfire only to get beamed by a carrot falling at 200 miles per hour. I asked Google, and apparently the terminal velocity of a carrot is 147 miles per hour. Why isn't it possible? Me, black hole to bend light. You can fill a pool with whatever you want. Money, gold, coins, anything valuable really. But you must jump into it from 10 meters, about 33 feet, and survive in order to keep what you filled it in with. What would you fill the pool up with? Whatever the rarest material is, put a bunch of it underneath, and then I'd use like a bunch of cushions. The cities in the background are approximately 16 miles apart. Where is the curve? Please explain. With the circumference of 24,901 miles, you are looking at a curvature of around 0.2 degrees, or a little more than 10 feet at 16 miles away. May I say, that curvature is still significantly higher than your IQ. Receive 60k in cash, or $600 600,000 in pennies. Choose wisely. 6k last time I checked the calculator, but you guys can have them pennies. Your CPU has exceeded 8,000 degrees, yet the surface of the sun is 5,500. Roses are red, roses are blue, depending on their velocity relative to you. Would you rather get $1 billion right now? Get $1 that doubles in value every day for log 1, I don't know what that means, but probably the thing on the right. A large solar-powered AI satellite constellation would be able to prevent global warming by making tiny adjustments in how much solar energy reached Earth. The waitress at Olive Garden has been grating cheese onto my plate for 13 hours now. Truck carrying ramen noodles crashes. Estimated loss to company, $38. Just think about it. If every person on Earth just recycled, stopped using plastic straws and drove an electric car, 100 corporations would still produce 70% of global emissions. Nice car. Yeah, 400 horsepower. That's like 7,000 ducks. What? A new shape called the Scootoid has been discovered in our cells. I'm so happy I'm out of high school. Imagine having to find the area of a damn Scootoid. Make deal with Demon to get a bunch of gold. Use gold to fund filtering salt out of entire ocean. Use remaining funds to launch salt into orbit. Salt forms ring around the Earth. When Demon comes back to mess you up, it can't get past the salt circle. Big explosion. Really thick steel. 1mm gap. Watermelon got cut. Yeah, because of pressure. I did my math right. Those starting block speakers made a difference last night. Without them, Lilas would have been at a disadvantage of 0.008 seconds. How long the sound of the pistol takes to travel from lane 4, Thompson, to lane 7, Lilas. He won by 0.005. Taco Bell menu is like, okay, we have exactly 9 ingredients. Which one of these 38 ways do you want them to be presented to you? What if we used 100% of the brain? Well, we could make stuff like this, right? That'd be fun. That's a start. What's a stat that sounds fake but is 100% true? Every time you shuffle a deck of cards, it's the first time they've ever been shuffled in that order. Explode. Not if. You should build a big river across America so you can go across it by boat. Can someone explain to me how this would be physically possible? Shovel. Damn, how far is your stop? 2013 to 2019. How have you lived on a train for that long? How do you eat? How do you sleep? How do you work? Would you rather take $15 for every poop you've taken, or $25 for every poop you will take starting now? Every poop I've taken. Biggest indicator of US decline. You could buy 6 Big Macs with 1 hour of minimum wage in 1980, but today you can't even buy 1. Your average pineapple peeled and cut makes about 4.5 cups, or 36 ounces of pineapple chunks. Cans of pineapple come in a variety of sizes, the most common being 20 or 46 ounces, meaning a single pineapple generally won't fill up a single can perfectly, which also means every time you eat a pineapple from a can somewhere, someone else has the can that has the rest of that same pineapple, meaning you can share a single fruit with a stranger from hundreds of miles away, and I think that's beautiful. How much sleep are you getting? Not enough, my guy. There are allegedly around 6.5 million Finns, right? That's about 7.1 billion humans. That means Finns make up 0.912% of the planet. That's not 9%, that's 0.09%. Less than 0.1%. To put that another way, 99.9% of the population are not Finns. How do we know this? Government censuses. Now, the best government censuses have a margin of error of at least 1%, so Finns make up 0.912% of the planet, plus or minus 1%. In conclusion, there is a 50-50 chance Finland doesn't exist. How to make your child a millionaire. Invest $1,200 in an S&P index fund at their birth. Contribute $90 every month until they turn 21. By age 21, they'll have around 100k invested. Let it compound untouched. By age 50, that amount could grow to 2.8 million. What the hell did we learn y equals mx plus b for? Let's say you pay $10 to get in the club, and each drink that night is $5, and you only got $50 for the night. The equation would be 50 equals $5 times $5x plus 10. In this situation, you solve for x, and that's the number of drinks you can have. I will eat 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise for every like on this video. If you don't follow through with this, you will be hearing from my lawyer. 308,000. You might die. Which will require the least amount of force to push? Ice, gravel, ice. You know what's even crazier? They're giving Ellen, when Ellen gave Bill Gates 20k. Given that Bill Gates is worth 105 billion, 20k is 0.00002% of his net worth. An Olympic pool is 2.5 million liters of water, and a plastic bottle is 500 milliliters, which is equivalent of the same amount of percentage. Owen Wilson has made around $217 million from his movies. He averages around 3,500 words per movie in 47 movies. That's about $1,324 per word. Wow was 102 of those words. Owen has made roughly 135,000 from saying wow. Good night, Twitter. That's a wow. This is quite a large Earth ranch you have. 7.9 billion acres. We own the West Hemisphere. You're alone in a room with $1 billion coins scattered everywhere on the floor. The rules. You can keep any of the coins you pick up. Once your hands leave the room, you're done. No going back in. You can't put coins back down and pick them up again. You may bring a tool, but it must be 10 centimeters or less. 1 billion coins? You can keep any coin you can... Well, yeah, I don't know actually. I don't know. I actually don't have a good answer for this. Maybe glue, but wait a second. What exactly is the message being conveyed here? Feel free to sabotage the product for the sake of making your own job easier. This worker just removed 47.64% of the material from the object he was assigned to transport. If one of his co-workers did the same and make a smaller cube, he'd move faster too and probably get fired for it. If the worker is going to carve up his cube, why not carve a cylinder? It would just be as mobile as a sphere, but he would only have to remove 21.46% of the material, and it would require less work to carve. While we're on the subject though, how quickly did this worker carve a sphere out of a cube? Evidently, he didn't lose much headway. And did he do it with that little penknife? Seriously? Do you know how difficult it is to carve a perfect sphere from a cube? That's some Ron Swanson stuff right there. If the ultimate goal was to deliver a whole cube, then the worker has already failed. If the goal was to deliver as much of the material as quickly as possible, then he should have cut 4 edges off the cube, removing only 17%. An octagonal prism rolls just fine, with less material and time wasted. But for all we know, when the workers arrive at their destination, they may be required to stack the objects. In this case, our so-called intelligent worker has delivered an object that won't stack. Bravo, intelligent worker, bravo. Oh, and it should read, work intelligently. Don't work hard, work intelligent.